weekend.
And
So
we're
sad.
live. Welcome to the least watched show on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, we got some big news. Big news. And then some
Yeah,
not
the
so big
killing
news.
joke sucked.
Hmm?
I said,
Killing
yeah,
joke.
big news. The killing joke sucked.
This is what I understand. This is what you told me. Is that it takes a half hour before it even starts the comic book or the
You still
graphic.
haven't watched it?
Still haven't watched it. I mean, the animated DC movies, I haven't. I can't really get plugged into. I can't really get engaged. You
They're
know,
not
I know
all
they're supposed to be
good, but some of them are really, really good. Some of them are really, really bad. It just depends on the movie. And they don't all have to be like meticulously faithful to their source material to be good.
right.
Like Crisis on Two Earths, that didn't really follow the comic book all that closely, but it still managed to be really good. You
Well, you
ever
think
heard of
they could
that
do stuff
story?
in a couple movies with the Justice League that they have set up, where they could do like a what they did with the X-Men movies, Past and Future Past, where they have some new guy who plays Batman go back in time to deal with Ben Affleck and stuff like that. They got to reboot their history with time travel stuff, like in 10 years, right?
Yeah, I got to thinking about that, by the way, in Batman v Superman, and I don't know why that seemed so weird to me. I remembered that Flash can actually kind of just vibrate his body till he goes through time.
Yeah.
It's just kind of something he can do. But
Well, not
I
yet.
will
He
say
might
this:
be able to do it later on, right?
I'm not a big fan of the actor they picked to play the Flash, though. I guess I'll just reserve judgment till I see the movie.
Right. I don't know. I don't know the guy from anybody.
It's Ezra Miller. He's the star of one of those fucking movies I was doing for the 50 most disturbing movies thing that I never finished.
Oh,
But
really?
he was the star of the movie that finally broke me.
Oh,
Yeah, it's called We
so
Need to Talk About Kevin.
left a bad taste in your mouth then.
He looks just like Richard Ramirez.
He does. Well, let me see here. So that's the thing with Justice League, right?
Hmm.
Also saw Cyborg, but less about Cyborg. He's more or less just there, right?
He looks like Cyborg, though. I can't think of any complaints about how anybody looks.
Well, there are complaints, and I'm
Oh, there's plenty
concerned.
of complaints. People always complain.
Well, I mean, personally, I think he just looks like CG metal,
He
and
sets up the one-liners.
well,
I'm real when it's useful.
yeah. Well, what is the line at the end? I didn't know you were real, or I thought you weren't real. And he's like, I'm real when it's useful. What is that? What does that mean?
Yeah, that was kind of a weird line.
I'm real when it's useful. I don't know what that means though.
I guess Batman, maybe he only reveals himself when he needs to.
So the rest of the time he's not real.
Well, I can't remember if in Batman v Superman if the public is really aware of his existence or not, or if he's still like an urban legend.
Mm,
I don't think he's still an urban legend. They make it out that he's been Batman for a long fucking time in that movie.
well, okay. I guess it has something to do with his legendary status. He's real when it's useful, right? But uh, uh, the
Dude,
cyborg,
break.
his head, right? His head looks a little different than the rest of his body. The rest of his body's kind of like this. Transformer looking stuff, Decepticon looking, except shiny, right?
Yeah.
But his head is just like one single piece, right? Little blue light in the front. I guess that's comic book accurate. His head looks comic book accurate. His body is just like stuff,
Whatever.
you know, kind of red on
I
the
don't
inside.
really I don't really have anything to say about Cyborg. I don't know anything about the character really. He's
I
a
don't know either.
cyborg.
But
That's
the
the
setup
full
is that
extent
he
of my knowledge.
alien tech kind of rebuilt him. Brought him. He was going to die. We kept him alive in a robot suit.
Yeah, it's
Technology.
really strongly suggested in Batman v Superman that he was created by a mother cube somehow.
Right, but we don't even know what that is. Mother Cube is being thrown around. Nobody knows what that means yet. And nobody in the movie said Mother Cube, right?
A mother cube is like a sentient computer from Apocalypse.
Right. But nobody in the movie said Mother Cube.
No, nobody said Steppenwolf. Well, wait, that was a deleted scene, wasn't it?
Right, it was a deleted scene. But at the same time, you know, it's possible.
I
Well, I mean,
definitely
yeah.
saw a mother. I definitely saw a mother cube in the Justice League trailer. They were burying one.
That's what everybody's saying. That's got to be a justice. It's got to be a cube. Everyone
It
says
looks
it's
like
cube.
a mother cube. It's got the design of a mother cube.
But the
I'm
one
guessing.
that got Cyborg had nothing on it.
I don't
just
remember what it looked like.
It was like cubey. It had a light inside of it, and it kind of moved around like a multi-squared Rubik's cube, and then the pieces like pulled out and kind of moved around a little bit. You know what I mean? And you could see it was
Yeah.
glowing inside the black metal, and it was like, oh, and then sparks came out, which I think they're going to say is that Flash's power comes from the Mother Cube too, or something, because it's similar lightning power, and Flash and Cyborg are kind of, they're going to get a movie together. So I think, you know what I mean? They're going to merge their stories, simplify.
Eh.
Everything. You know what I'm saying? That's the theory. Theory, anyway.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious what's shoved up Aquaman's ass in the fucking trailer, though.
He hates the circus world.
I guess. Damn.
That's about it. Except for this
Mad
one, which I have discovered his town is where like his father lives or something, or lived or whatever. Because I think he's like half human, right?
I did not know that. I don't know much about Aquaman.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I watched a video that was like, you know, things you missed and shit. And
I think this is the first time he's ever not been blonde, though.
True, but he's got blonde tips like they bleached from the sun and shit.
Yeah. I'm not really too big on the actor they got to play him either. I've only seen him in two things, but he wasn't exactly amazing in either.
Conan.
Yeah, Conan, and he's also Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones.
Right. Nothing to write home about, but he does his part though, basically, right? Big thug.
I mean, if they can manage to make Aquaman badass, then good for them. That's more than I expected them to do.
Here's a couple problems I have with this setup. Right. Cyborg is not one of the founding members of the Justice League. If you're going comic book accurate, he's one of the Teen Titans. Come on. He is not even an A-listed. He's B or C, right? But he gets in there because what? Why?
I think the only reason they're doing him is because they don't want to do Martian Manhunter.
Or they could do Hawkman, right?
Oh, Hawkman sucks.
Yeah, how do you do that? Because with the wings, it can either be something mechanical or something biological, right?
Yeah, basically.
I think any of the other characters that could go with it was Green Lantern. He requires a bit of setup, right?
Yeah, I think DC is kind of not interested in doing Green Lantern ever again. Green Lantern is one of those things that works as a comic book, but when you try to translate it into real life, it's just stupid.
Well, I mean, most people are familiar with the Justice League from the cartoon show, honestly.
Yeah.
Not from the comic books. I don't care what they say, comic books, blah, blah, blah. It's the fucking cartoon show most people are familiar with. And that team was Hawk Woman and Martian Manhunter were on the team, right?
Yeah.
And I think, who else did they have on the team?
Well, in Justice League Unlimited, it was fucking everybody.
Right,
They threw in like every fucking character. There was a Booster Gold episode of that show.
Oh yeah, and they had Mr. Miracle, the guy who was like a escape artist. That was his thing.
And
Red
what the fuck is the name of the guy who has no face?
Oh, the Question.
But yeah, the Question. He reminds me a lot of God damn it, the guy from Watchmen, Rorschach.
Oh, and I think of the Dick Tracy character who has no face.
Not familiar with Dick Tracy.
The Blank or something, right?
I don't think I've ever even seen the Dick Tracy movie.
It's not worth your time. It's really not.
Yeah, it doesn't look very
Even
good.
for an Al Pacino role, even for an Al Pacino part, it's not worth your time.
Well, I can't really say Al Pacino is one of those actors where I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, he's in this. I'm going to have to see it now.
Well, it's like an attempt to do Batman. The year before, Batman was a big hit, and they're like, shit, let's pull out a old comic book character, Dick Tracy. Every major actor hopped on board, right? It became a lavish production. There was nothing to it. There was really nothing to it. I don't remember what the plot is. Series of montages of punching guys to some Madonna music to sound like it's from the 40s.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing I really know about it is that like his most famous villains are in it and Madonna is in it.
Right. Because they did the Madonna soundtrack because, well, what? Batman had the Prince soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
Right. Except Madonna, she's actually got a role in the film. So there are quite a few Madonna songs that are just like whole montages in the film. I mean, Warren Beatty was in the movie. And he was fucking.
I wonder what role Tim Burton would have gave Prince if Prince was in the movie.
Robin.
Yeah, Robin.
He wanted to get Michael Jackson to play Robin.
Ooh.
Michael Jackson, or like the youngest at the time.
That would have been weird.
Well, he wanted a black Robin, and that's what they were thinking.
But Jackson wasn't black in the 90s, was he?
Jackson was still black, mostly.
He was? When did he turn white?
What year was that? When he came out and he was like, suddenly he's white. I was like, what the fuck? No, yeah. In 89 and 90, he was still black.
Yeah, say I'm not old enough to remember when Michael Jackson was suddenly white.
I remember. And I remember the music video premiered like after The Simpsons or something like that. Big
Maybe he turned white around the time that episode of The Simpsons came out where he was a big white guy in a mental hospital.
I do remember that time. I remember the video. I remember because it was the video, black or white, when he came out and he was rapping with Macaulay Culkin in the video. and he was dancing on top of the Statue of Liberty. And then there was and they used the morph. Oh my God, they had the faces. What, black? You're white. Yeah, and it like switched faces. It would be like a black guy, and then it morphed into a white guy, and then it morphed into a lady, and then it morphed. It was like morphing. Then, yeah, it was very influential. That and Terminator 2 brought us the morph. But Michael Jackson's video brought us the morph because he morphed into a Black Panther and then like crawled around. And then like, yeah, there was a lot of morphing in that video. It was a new effect and everybody was doing
That's
it.
the video where he beats the shit out of that car, isn't it?
Yes. For no reason,
Yeah.
he smashed up the car. He screams. He smashes up the car some more, jumps around, rips his shirt open, screams, and all the windows break all around. And then he morphs into a panther and runs off. It's like, what was that about? Because
yeah, I remember.
it was about unity and you know, when I'm singing about my baby, it doesn't matter if she's black or white, right? And then he smashes up a car and screams. Smashes up a car and screams. It's like, what's going on here? Are you okay?
I've read conspiracy theories about that video that was somehow him protesting the Illuminati.
Oh yeah.
Because it always is.
That is a clone, right?
Oh fuck! Everybody's a goddamn clone.
Yeah, but he looks very different at that point, and then from that point on, whatever. But you know,
the only Illuminati clone theory I've ever heard that I'm willing to give any kind of credit to is the Avril Lavigne one.
Well, yeah. But okay, what Comic-Con this weekend? You want to talk about the Illuminati? They were everywhere.
Oh yeah, of course.
But even bigger than that's going to be the D23 coming up later after the Comic-Con. Disney has their own convention they're going to release Star Wars and more fucking Marvel stuff because they really didn't release much Marvel stuff. It's like, right? DC ruled the Comic-Con, right?
I heard Darth Vader is going to be in Rogue One.
Darth Vader will be in Rogue One because Darth Vader's the star of the Star Wars movies. He was ever present in The Force Awakens, right? He loomed large in The Force Awakens.
I didn't even think about Darth Vader, honestly, till people started bringing him up. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess he was alive at that time.
Oh, for the movie, yes. Rogue One, he will be there. I don't know if in some capacity. But did you see the Wonder Woman trailer?
I did. It's very Captain America reminiscent.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought. Captain America, like, with the military footage, too. And her shield action. But people are saying they like the Wonder Woman trailer more than the Justice League trailer.
Yeah, I don't get why.
Well, I mean, Wonder Woman's more done. So there's more to see in that trailer. That Justice League is just a little footage. It's not even a full trailer. That's not a trailer. That's just a Comic-Con sneak peek thing.
Yeah, teaser trailer.
Wonder Woman, that movie's like done, so they can show you the action stuff. That I don't think they even have that much stuff done with the Justice League. With the Alien is all going to be CG and shit, right?
I mean,
fighting.
It doesn't look bad. I mean, it looks better than I thought it would look. But I didn't recognize Chris Pratt at first. It took me a second.
Well, did you see not Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt. Chris Pine. Yeah.
Yeah, Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Well, like with that movie, the trailer, there's more to see. With the Justice League, what it looked like everything that was happening was underground, or something.
Yeah.
Like where Flash jumps back in full costume, he's definitely in the same location they were when they were talking.
Yeah, a lot of interior shots, not really much outside. except for the Aquaman things.
Right, but I think that's all of the same part. Right, you really got like two big part or three big parts of the movie: meet Flash, meet Aquaman, and then something else is going on there.
I did like Flash's reaction to the Batarang, though.
Yes, that was definitely the highlight. That was cool.
He's like, oh, oh, shit. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
This is Batman. Holy fuck.
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Um, for some, I came across somebody on YouTube who, like, hated the trailer. He just hated everything about it. He said none of the characters looked right and none of them are acting right.
Oh, he means acting right.
He said the Flash isn't a dorky fanboy, and actually that was the only criticism he could come up with.
Not a dorky fanboy. Okay, fine, whatever. He can feel what he likes. I like that. I like that. I like this Flash.
Always been a dork in my opinion. He's one of the dorkiest characters in the Justice League. He is the dorkiest character in the Justice League.
You have a good reason not to like Ezra, right?
Yeah, I hated that movie.
But you were defending him as Flash anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the actor, but he seems like he's doing. I didn't like Ben Affleck either, but he did fine.
Always, that's it. Yeah, yeah. I'm hopeful, very hopeful for this one versus the other one. I guarantee better Rotten Tomatoes score.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're going to see more of what everybody wants to see, and hopefully a few more villains other than just that big demon guy that nobody knows. Steppenwolf, right? Nobody knows Steppenwolf. What the fuck? We get some other villains too? Maybe? Who else?
Yeah, I got to admit, I only barely know who Steppenwolf is. He's not exactly top tier.
No, I used to have a Steppenwolf action figure, but he was like a generation or two ago. And the figure had like a big axe with a string that connected to his back, right? So he could drop his axe, it was hang there, but pick it up. Well, I always played the axe was like energized, which it probably was, but I didn't know anything about the figure or the character. I just knew that he was the figure with the big axe. And he never lost the axe because there was a string attached to his back.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I know about Steppenwolf. He has a battle axe, but I don't see the battle axe in the figure. Or he's now a demon guy, not a guy with a battle axe and spikes on his shoulders. He still has spikes on his shoulders, but now he has devil horns. But those devil horns kind of look like axe blades, right?
I don't think he has horns. I think that was a helmet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is he's got axe blade things, but he doesn't have an axe. That's what I'm saying. His axe has been incorporated into his head.
They'll probably still give him an axe.
Probably.
But I mean, if they're gonna have apocalypse people in the story, then I guess they can't just go straight to Darkseid, and Granny Goodness is too silly to do.
Mm-hmm.
Although I would love to see Granny Goodness in one of the movies just because she's such a ridiculous idea.
What is Granny Goodness?
She's like the commander of Darkseid's special forces. She looks like a little old lady, but she's like a horribly evil bitch.
Oh, so Darkseid has some wacky cohorts, right?
I would like to see Granny Goodness played by, God damn it, what's her name? That fucking old lady with the dirty sense of humor.
Betty White?
Yes, I would love to see her played by Betty White.
Well, there you go. Betty White.
That's what she looks like. She looks like Betty White. She looks like Betty White. That's the best way I can describe Granny Goodness. She's Betty White wearing a fucking battle suit.
I don't want.
In the Justice League cartoon, she was voiced by
Kong.
like
You see
a
it's right
black
there.
dude.
You see a Kong trailer?
Huh?
Kong.
I
Trailer.
did. Kong is fucking gigantic.
He's going to have to be to fight Godzilla.
Yeah, that's definitely what they're gearing up for.
Right, and it's Warner Brothers as well. Looked like Warner Brothers had the two biggest premieres, right?
It's from the same director as Godzilla too, so it's definitely going to happen. They're going to remake Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yep, that's that. And they've set a date, 2020. So we're gonna have this and another Godzilla movie before that, right? And the next
Hopefully,
Godzilla,
it's better than the last Godzilla movie.
it's gonna have Ghidra, Mothra, Rodan. They bought the rights from Toho to use those
Ghidorah, god damn it! It's not Ghidra.
because he's like a Hydra. That's what it is.
He is
Mothra.
not Ghidra. Nobody pronounces it Ghidra but you.
But you're mispronouncing Mothra. It's Mothra. Okay?
Mothra.
Mothra. Mothra. Come on. Get out of here with this.
Technically, we don't even say Godzilla's name right.
You're not saying Godzilla's name right. It's Gojira. Gojira
Yeah.
and Mothra. And Mothra. Get out of here. It's Godzilla, Ghidra, Mothra.
I wonder how Rodan is pronounced in Japanese.
Destroyer. Destroyer.
Destroyer!
Destroyer. No, Destroyer. It's ridiculous. But Kong, I don't think he's going to be. But hey, in the trailer, it says Kong, but the last word spoken in it, you get some John Goodman saying like monsters still exist, right? And then you hear like Samuel L. Jackson saying something like, "There's something going on out there," right? But the last word he says is something about man being king, right? The last word, king, before the word Kong shows up.
Yeah.
In the trailer, right? He says king and then Kong, right?
Speaking of John Goodman, holy fuck has he lost a lot of weight.
Hey, holy fuck, John Goodman is on a roll right now. His last film,
Yes, he
was kind of the what was it? 10 Cloverfield Lane. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Rave reviews. It did great at the box office. It was a very cheap movie to produce, so it made a shitload of money. And guess what? It has nothing to do with Cloverfield. Nothing to do with Cloverfield.
Yeah, I watched the CinemaSins for it, and I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with Cloverfield? Why is this called Cloverfield?
Nothing. But they made this movie, and then the producers saw it, and they're like, this movie looks great. But you know what would help it get a bigger audience? Right?
Call it Cloverfield.
Right, call it Cloverfield as if it has anything to do. It doesn't. They didn't change the fucking thing.
I don't think it's not even about a big monster, is it? Isn't it about like an alien invasion?
I don't know. I think it's about a viral outbreak.
I think the CinemaSins guy said it turns out to be a fucking alien invasion. Well, that's where I got really confused. I was like, so then, wait, why the fuck is it called Cloverfield? Cloverfield was a monster movie.
Well, whatever it is I'm happy to see John Goodman making movies that are making money at the box office.
Oh, I am
John
too.
Goodman he's been around a long time. He's made a lot of great movies, but he hasn't really seen success.
One of my favorite John Goodman roles is "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
There you go. He's always been able to get Coen Brothers movies, right, over the years, which has kept him alive.
Yes. I forgot that was a Coen Brothers movie.
His big shot was the Flintstones movie, and boy, it wasn't his fault.
No, it wasn't his fault. He was a great Flintstone.
Right, but it wasn't his fault the movie didn't work. No, hell no, it wasn't his fault.
He was. I
Uh,
can't think of a better person to play Fred Flintstone than him, and he's still the best part of that movie.
well, it basically Rick Moranis stopped making movies after that.
Well, he didn't. He stopped for reasons besides that.
Sure, but there's a reason that was the last one. You know,
Rick Moranis.
they
Yeah,
gave
that
him a
is the
truck,
last movie.
and he hadn't made a lot of movies, but they gave a truckload of money to him because hey, you're about the right stature to John Goodman, and you could do a voice, and you're a name. You know what I mean?
He wasn't a terrible Bonnie.
It wasn't a terrible bomb. No, no, but there's a
The
reason.
most
The
miscast
Flintstones
person in that
sequel. Oh
the
yeah,
most miscast person in that movie is Rosie O'Donnell.
yeah, Rosie O'Donnell. Fuck her. But there's a reason the sequel had an entirely different cast, right? Not a single
Well,
fucking
it's not a sequel; it's a prequel.
whatever it is, this fucking train wreck of a piece of shit.
Oh, I didn't
It,
see it. I just know what it's about. It's about how Fred met Wilma.
hmm Yeah, it's horrible. It's right up there with the
But
son of the.
I didn't want to see it because I saw Stephen Baldwin in the trailer, and I was like, no, that's fine. I'll just skip this one.
It was just like the Son of the Mask. Like, why did you make a sequel to this movie? Bad idea in the first
Fuck
place.
Son of the Mask. Fuck that goddamn. That is the worst fucking sequel I think that's ever been made.
Well, I mean, Son of the Mask has the creepy baby, right?
Yes.
But the Flintstones sequel has the creepy CG attempt at the alien. Remember the alien from the Flintstones?
Gazoo.
Yeah, the Gazoo.
The Great Gazoo. I didn't know he was in that.
He shows up in the movie and is like, "What?" Oh, fuck.
Hello, Dum Dum.
So that is when the Flintstones jumped the shark. Is when it was the alien guy showed up that only Fred and Barney could see.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Have you ever seen?
don't tell your wives that I exist for reasons I can't explain, dum dum. Like, why?
Have you ever seen the old Flintstone cigarette commercials?
Oh, of course. Yes, wonderful. Love them.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
But even then, they would sit back having a cigarette. You know what I mean? I see characters having a cigarette on the show, right? I love seeing guys
What sucks?
fucking talk shows, right? Where they're just sitting there talking to like Johnny Carson or something, smoking a cigarette, putting out an ashtray. Where you see the shot of Johnny Carson, and here comes the guy's cigarette, putting an ashtray right in front of his like microphone or whatever. You know what I mean?
Johnny Carson had a cigarette box that he kept underneath that table. That one night, Don Rickles was hosting this night show, and he broke the box. And Johnny came back the next night and looked at his box. He's like, "What the hell happened to my box?" They're like, "Don Rickles broke it." He's like, "What?" He gets up and he walks out of the studio and walks next door to Don Rickles, whatever he's doing. He's like, "Hey, you broke my fucking cigarette box, man."
Don Rickles. He's been around a long time. He's still around. He's still
Yeah,
around.
I was gonna say he's still alive. I didn't know he was still alive until like a couple months ago.
Damn right. I think he's still doing stuff too.
He is. He's been doing those fucking Toy Story movies.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean on
He's the
stage,
voice,
live doing the Vegas thing where he yells at people in the audience.
probably still doing that too, but he's also the voice of Mr. Potato Head in the Toy Story movies.
Oh yeah, you get some voice work here and there, and some acting work here and there. You see Casino?
He was hilarious. He was hilarious in the movie Dirty Work.
Eh. Yeah. But have you seen Casino?
Mm-mm.
He's in that too.
That's a mob movie, isn't it?
Yep, Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro,
Yeah.
and Joe
Isn't that the
Pesci.
movie where? Isn't that the movie where they beat the shit out of? God damn it! What is his name?
Joe
He
Pesci?
was the. He, yeah, isn't that the movie where they beat the shit out of Joe Pesci in a cornfield?
Yep.
That was a fucked up scene.
Then there's a scene where he like has a guy's head in a vice, right?
Yeah.
And another scene where Joe Pesci kills a guy with an ink pen.
I don't remember that.
He stabs
I've
him in
only seen
the
it
ink pen.
once.
It's great. Joe
Saw
Pesci.
it once, and that was a really long time ago. I got introduced to Joe Pesci by Home Alone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Everybody.
It was actually kind of shocking to fucking find out what he was actually famous for, only knowing him from fucking Home Alone.
He became a big star suddenly, and he was in a bunch of roles, right? Where, just like Dennis Hopper, about the same time too, right? And they were both stars in the '70s. For a second, Joe Pesci was in Raging Bull, right? But that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Like 1979, he's in Raging Bull. You know, there's a great scene where he's like slapping. You know, you guys slap. You know what I mean? It's great.
Mhm.
But then nothing until like 10 years. 10 years, nothing until like Home Alone comes out in 90. And then he's
When
in
did
every
Goodfellas come out?
90. Same year.
Really?
Right?
Damn, I thought Goodfellas was an 80s movie.
Same year. And then after that was he was in the Lethal Weapon movies. Like all of them after Toe, I believe. Right?
He was funny
He
as
was
fucking Lethal Weapon.
Or he was not in the first one, but he was in all the rest of them. Right. And then, you know, just in a shitload of movies. Same with Dennis Hopper, right? He was in a couple, well, yeah. Easy Rider, right? But he's crazy.
I never liked Dennis Hopper. I think Dennis Hopper was a terrible actor in everything. Every role I can remember him being in, he was just awful.
You know who else doesn't like Dennis Hopper?
Who?
Jack Nicholson.
I fucking believe it.
He's like, I don't like Dennis Hopper.
The oldest movie I've seen Dennis Hopper in is the second Texas Chainsaw movies, and I hate the Texas Chainsaw movies. All of them. Every single goddamn one of them.
He's the sheriff with the two chainsaws. He cuts the
Yes.
the
Having a fucking chainsaw fight.
all the ground place, right? Ridiculous. That was Dennis Hopper. Did you ever see Blue Velvet? David Lynch movie?
No, I've never seen any. I've never seen a David Lynch movie.
Well, that's the one where he's like huffing this stuff. I don't know what it is, but he's got like this clear plastic thing he puts over his mouth, and he's like, yeah, and he's like terrorizing a very young, what's his name from Dune? What's his name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but I don't know what his name is.
He was also in the fucking Flintstones movie.
Yep, he was the bad guy in the Flintstones.
Yeah.
He was also in Striptease.
Yeah, whatever. Kyle MacLachlan.
He's a that guy actor to me.
Yeah, Kyle MacLachlan, right?
I've seen him in a whole bunch of stuff, but I never bothered to learn what his name is.
Most people would know him as that guy from Twin Peaks.
I figured most people would know him as that guy from Dune.
Most people say they've seen Dune, but have never actually sat through the whole thing.
I have, and it's not that good of a movie.
I got Dune here on VHS twice. I've got David Lynch's Dune, A Place Beyond Your Dreams, a movie beyond your imagination, and Frank Herbert's Dune, starring William Hurt for the Sci-Fi Channel.
Wait, was Dune a David Lynch movie?
The Kyle MacLachlan one is.
Okay, so I have seen one David Lynch movie.
It's not a very David Lynch movie, but it's not a very Star Wars movie. The studio wanted a Star Wars movie, and he gave them a David Lynch movie.
The most irritating thing about the Dune movie to me is the narration. Not even narration, hearing the inner thoughts of all the different characters. It's just weird. I've never seen another movie that did that.
It's the stupidest shit. I hate the part where he has the hand inside the box, and she's making him think that it's burning and stuff. He's like, my hand is burning, right? And then take it out, and it's like, oh, it's fine because it was just in his mind or something. And then his mother walks in, and her internal monologue says, "My son, he lives." It's like, I got it right. I'm supposed to tell from the expression on her face, but no, there's an internal monologue that says, "My son, he lives."
Yeah, it's just strange. I've never seen a movie that had that much internal monologuing.
I think he was trying to get the whole fucking book in there. Mike.
I've never read the book. I don't know anything about the book.
Right, but the books always have internal monologues and shit like that.
Well, yeah.
So, did you see the Fantastic Beasts trailer?
No, I don't give a fuck about that movie.
Well, that's too bad because you're a Harry Potter fan.
I'm a big Harry Potter fan.
Well, you're supposed to be excited about this because it's Harry Potter-ish.
I'm not, because J.K. Rowling is turning into the new George Lucas.
Is it going to flop?
Probably. No. Financially, no. But I don't know if people are actually going to like the movie. But they're definitely going to go see it because, oh my god, it's a new Harry Potter movie, even though it's not.
So Fantastic Beasts 2. Right, like what
there comes a point when there's just too much goddamn backstory. And Harry Potter is turning into one of those series that just has too much goddamn backstory. I don't need to know what Professor McGonagall did as she was growing up. I don't need to know that she's a preacher's daughter. I don't need to know the story of the guy who wrote Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. I don't need to. I'm half expecting them to make a movie of the history of magic, because that's the one book they bring up the most in the Harry Potter series. Hermione is always bringing up that fucking book. She's also always bringing up Hogwarts a history.
So bringing up the book, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
Yes. They bring that and Hogwarts a history up and a history of magic up constantly. Hermione specifically, because she's always reading.
Is there another Fantastic Beasts and Mystical Forces, or Fantastic Beasts and Ninjas Who Wield Lightning?
No.
Oh, shit. Well, because they're going to make a Fantastic Beasts and some stuff, right? Because
I don't know if they'll make a sequel or not. I think they're just going to start making movies about books in a book. Because that's what this is. It's a movie about a book in a book.
No, it's going to be the Fantastic Beasts and the Goblet of Secrets.
Yeah. Fantastic Beasts and the one time Dumbledore made a pass at me.
And the Order of the Chamber of Azkaban.
Yeah. I'm kind of. The only thing I'm curious about with that movie is, are they going to show Dumbledore, and how gay are they going to make him?
Yes, and very gay. He's gonna have a wacky.
Because I don't care what J.K. Rowling says, he's not gay in the books. They made him gay retroactively. There's no indication anywhere in the books that Dumbledore is a homosexual at all. People say, oh, well, he was close to Grindelwald. It's like, yeah, he was close to Grindelwald, but they don't fucking ever make it out that they were lovers.
Right.
Even in the book. The book goes into way more detail than the fucking movies did. And in the book, they don't come off as lovers. They come off as two guys who share the same political ideology.
Right.
Dumbledore is kind of a Nazi in his youth.
Well, you know,
he believes in wizard supremacy.
In the Game of Thrones, right? That the Dinklage character.
Yeah.
He's supposed to have no nose.
Yeah, he gets his nose cut off.
That's right. Which I don't.
They were gonna do that. The reason they didn't do that is because they said it would just be a pain in the ass to constantly have to edit the footage of Peter Dinklage. Which I can understand, but Game of Thrones will just change actors on you. Like, fuck, I'm so bad with names tonight. They recast the three-eyed raven guy to... he's in the opening scene of the new Star Wars movie.
Oh, Poe guy.
No, not Poe, the old
Max von Sydow.
Yes, they recast the guy to Max von Sydow, and he looks absolutely nothing like the person that played the character when they first showed him.
Right.
And the character of the mountain has been recast like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah. Even the biggest movies have to do a few recastings, right?
Well, yeah, but I'm saying Game of Thrones will like straight up change the overall design of something from one season to the next.
Okay.
Like there's these things in Game of Thrones called the Children of the Forest. They're like little, I don't know, fairies, I guess. When they first showed them, they looked like little kids, kind of tree looking, like they had some elements to them that was kind of nature-ish. Then in the next time we see them, they look like fucking aliens. Like they showed a close-up of one, and I'm like, what the fuck is that thing? And they're like, oh, that's the Children of the Forest. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? They don't look anything like they did last time they showed these fuckers. And it doesn't matter because now they're all dead. Spoiler alert, a Game of Thrones character dies.
All the Children of the Forest are dead?
Yeah, they're all dead. They wiped them the fuck out. They're extinct.
Oh. How'd they do that?
They got rushed by White Walkers.
Oh. White Walkers are the zombie guys, right?
They're not zombies. They're like ice demons. They make zombies, though.
Okay.
Like, if you get killed by a White Walker, you come back as a zombie.
Were there magical weapons?
Ish. There's swords that are made out of what's called Valerian steel. It's basically it looks exactly the same as Damascus steel. It is Damascus steel, but you can kill a White Walker with Damascus steel. I mean Valerian steel.
Valerian.
And you can also kill them. You can kill them with obsidian too.
Valerian. What does it mean? Yeah, because there's Bressan's next movie is Valerian, which is the follow-up to Fifth Element, basically. Valerian Steel, Valerian City of Thousand Planets. What?
Yeah, this isn't the first time I've come across the word Valerian.
Now it seems to be
It's kind of
connected
like
to Game of Thrones, Valerian Steel. Valerian is like a plant. Okay.
that's seriously what it is though in Game of Thrones. It's just Damascus steel with a different name. It has the same wavy, crazy pattern to it as Damascus steel. And just like Damascus steel, it's a lost technology in Game of Thrones. It's a type of steel nobody knows how to make anymore. Just like Damascus steel. Nobody fucking knows how to make Damascus steel.
Because the best blacksmiths were dead.
Well, it's not the best blacksmith, it's just the people who knew how to make it are all dead. Kind of like Stradivarian violins. Nobody knows how to make a Stradivarian violin because the Stradivarians are dead.
Right. And so the last ones
By
made
the
good
way,
ones.
did you catch that in that final deletion video I sent you? Where he's like, it's time for me to play this violin, given to me personally by my friend Antonio Stradivari. Antonio Stradivari died in the fucking 1700s.
I didn't catch that, but the stuff at the end where he was like,
Brother
Jesus.
Nero.
All of it
That
was
is
just
the
weird.
that is the it's the funniest
Jeff
fucking
was.
thing I've seen in wrestling in years.
I think it's going to keep going.
They are. They've kept it going. They're still doing it. There's this part
They
where
don't have any other major stars, right?
there's like an aftermath scene where he's eating dinner with his wife and he's acting like a fucking monarch. He's like, I would like some of the shrimp with cocktail sauce. Por favor. She's like, I'm not Spanish, I'm Romanian. Wonderful! And he gives her this fucking crazy-eyed smile.
He wants the
And he
green
keeps
bean.
saying, he says
Green
weird
bean.
shit like, my belly box feels broken, I need food.
Right. Yeah, he asked it for green beans. We don't have green beans. What?
Don't
Make
bring
green beans
mustard.
post haste.
Detest mustard.
Yeah, mustard. Yeah.
Why do we not have green beans? They are a delicacy.
Green beans and shrimp cocktail, because that makes sense.
His wife is fucking sexy though. God damn.
Something's going on there, though. He's gonna go crazy. I mean, he's already.
I'm expecting Jeff Hardy to kidnap his wife and son next.
They didn't even show much of him though, at all.
Well, that's because Matt Hardy is the fucking treat here.
Right, he's just rolling around with a boat, and then
The rumor is that they were going to leave TNA and go back to WWE, and TNA was like, no, you're like literally the only thing we have anymore. And they were like, okay, but we get to do whatever the fuck we want. They're like, deal. And then this happened. But it worked. It's people are talking about TNA. People are watching TNA now because they want to see how ridiculous this is going to get.
It's gonna get stupid.
He's got fucking drones and shit with hologram projectors on them that obey his commands and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
God won.
all of it's shot with weird drones. You know, when he's on the lake, when he's zooming around the house, just shooting with some drones at the house. You know, weird, just doing stuff.
He's talking to the fucking boat. You are so much more than a dilapidated boat. I shall give you a name. I shall call you Skarsgård.
Well, they're literally not leaving the house. They probably just shooting this stuff around the house and around the yard. You're right.
They are. Those are their houses.
Right. They don't even need to leave the house to shoot the videos. They would not be able to do that at WWE, that's for sure.
Actually, WWE did rip that off. I
Hey,
found that out tonight.
oh, so it's
They
work.
did something very, yes, they did something very, very similar with the Wyatts and the New Day, where they had them go fight in a fucking field or something, surrounded by lights. Yeah, I know. They were playing the promo video for the fight, for the match that was about to happen, and I'm like, wow, this looks a lot like the Final Deletion. I can't believe they're ripping off TNA. And according to John, the Final Deletion is a ripoff of something that happened in Lucha Underground.
Good God. No. I believe that because it feels very Mexican.
Yeah.
No. I mean for real. I mean the way it's staged outside, the way the camera goes out of focus for no reason.
Oh yeah, it's silly.
And it's like handheld. It's bad. Like I mean that is intentional. I mean they cut to an out of focus shot, right? And then it goes into focus, and they're like, "Yes, over here." It's just like, oh my God, come on, you guys know what's going on here. They know what's going on.
I was watching the first Mad Max movie this week, and it was the first time I ever saw the first Mad Max. And I'm watching it, and every time Toe Cutter comes on screen, I'm like, what the fuck? He looks like somebody. And then I realized he looks just like Matt Hardy does now.
There you go. There you go.
I've even got a picture. I'll send it to you on Facebook.
A toe cutter, right? I know toe cutter.
Of Toe Cutter and Matt in the same picture.
Okay.
Unless I saved over it. I hope I didn't. Okay, I didn't.
I mean, he does have a bit of his eyebrow shaved, does right?
It's not just the eyebrows, it's the hair. There, I just sent it to you.
Okay. Yeah. And he's wearing eyeliner.
Yes.
Jesus.
Interesting bit of trivia. That guy is the same dude who plays Immortan Joe in Fury Road.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I got a friend who didn't know that.
He's got the. That's why he got the role.
Behind
all that stuff, fucking makeup. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what I thought of the first Mad Max. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Oh, it's definitely not. It's definitely not.
It's a weird movie. It's like it's supposed to be a dystopian future, but it kind of isn't. Like, I mean, what's so dystopian? There's motorcycle gangs, yeah, but there's motorcycle gangs in real life.
It is not a oh, what happened? Okay, it is not a dystopian future. It's just Australia, which is weird.
The second one, everyone thinks is a post-apocalypse movie, but apparently, according to George Miller, it's not.
What's not a it's not a post-apocalyptic movie.
No, The Road Warrior, the second one.
Not a post-apocalyptic movie.
Yeah, it's a pre-apocalyptic movie. Apparently, only Fury Road and Beyond Thunderdome are post-apocalypse movies.
Okay.
And fuck Beyond Thunderdome.
But Road Warrior shows a thing about the future, whatever.
Yeah, I know it does, but George Miller says it's not a fucking post-apocalypse.
Hey, check this out. Hulk armor from Thor Ragnarok. That's Hulk's going to wear.
I heard about that.
He's got like a Caesar-looking helmet and one shoulder pad, and then two weapons: an axe and what looks like an engine block on a stick.
Shit isn't wanting to load. Loading real slow. Oh, there we go. That does look like an engine block on a stick. That's fucking stupid.
The helmet's what? That's going to go on a CG character. Why do they even have that? It's a prop.
It's a fucking Spartan helmet.
Right. It's definitely a Spartan helmet.
I don't know. I've seen Hulk, like comic Hulk, wearing armor and carrying weapons, and when I saw that, I was like, why the fuck does the Hulk need armor and weapons?
Good question. I don't know what this is. Prop is probably going to be there on the ground while he's Bruce Banner or something. He's going to be looking at this.
I mean, I don't know a whole lot about the Hulk, but from what people fucking say about him, he's basically indestructible. So what the fuck does he need weapons for? And armor, and he's so strong that I don't see the point in him wielding any weapons.
Right, he can just bust through anything.
Yeah.
Right.
But, whatever. The Marvel movies are going to do something fucking stupid sooner or later.
Yeah, they are. Well, I don't think Ragnarok is going to make or break them. I
think it's going to be... I think Ragnarok is going to be just as mediocre as the other Thor movies.
Well, where they hope to make it a little better, because we had Captain America, Iron Man. This is going to be the Thor Hulk movie, and
wait. Okay, according to Braden Woods in the group in the Planet Hulk storyline, all the combatants were as strong as the Hulk. So that's why he has weapons. I guess that makes sense.
I'm not sure how they're going to do it in Ragnarok, because it's I just don't know what the plot's going to be yet. If they're going to follow the comic,
he's also posted a fucking really, 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 really ugly toy of Doomsday.
Oh shit! Send me a picture of that.
I would not know that is Doomsday if the box didn't say it.
Why even make a toy of Doomsday?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, if they want to make a toy to play, if you want to play the movie, you can't, because they only gave you action figures of Batman and Superman. There are a lot more characters in that movie,
It looks to me from the Justice League trailer that they're going with the Batman Wonder Woman romance.
Well, at least at first. Oh, it's one of those pop figures. It's a big head.
Okay, I want to bitch about Killing Joke for a couple minutes.
Okay.
All right, let me find my IMDb post so I can make sure I cover everything about the movie that bugged me. The first thing I'll mention is the unnecessary Nolan movie references.
Okay.
When Batman is in the Batcave looking at the Bat computer, it shows a shot. It shows a whole bunch of pictures of the Joker, just like it does in the graphic novel. But I noticed in the upper right-hand corner there was a shot of the Joker sitting in a cell with his hands on his knees, dressed without his jacket, just the vest. I'm like, that is straight out of The Dark Knight. When the Joker is in his cell. It is. It's taken straight from it. And then when he's going around Gotham asking people, have you seen the Joker? I want to say they straight up quoted the Batman Begins, swear to me!
Swear to me.
Yeah, where this guy's like, I don't know where the Joker is, I swear to God, swear to me! And I'm like, oh my god, that's fucking funny. Because I'm a fan of Toronto Batman, so that's twice as funny. Do you know who Toronto Batman is?
What's the Toronto Batman?
It's this dude who dresses up like Batman, like the Nolan Batman, and runs around Toronto just screaming quotes at people. Like, he'll wait around a corner for people to come by and then just, like, scream at the top of his lungs, "Where are the other drugs going?" And people are like, "Oh my God, Batman!"
Toronto.
These people will learn to swear to me.
That came up Toronto Batman. I see him.
He's fucking funny. It's really a funny video. But, okay. The animation is crap in this movie. The lip syncing looks like an anime lip syncing, where like the words don't really match what they're saying, but they're definitely flapping as they talk. And I don't understand how they did that because it's an English movie with an English-speaking cast. But the animation, the bad animation, is offset and emphasized really badly by several shots of really good animation. They basically didn't really animate the whole thing very well. They just animated the most iconic shots. Like the Joker standing in the doorway with the pistol, or when he's gripping his head and laughing insanely right after getting turned into the Joker. Those shots look amazing. But the rest of the movie looks like fucking garbage, and I don't get why or how. It's just not good. And the DC movies are really hit and miss with animation, but in this case, it doesn't fucking look anything like its source material. Joker doesn't look that good at all, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't like the way he looked in the trailers. His hair looked all weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what
And
I'm thinking.
Mark Hamill is, in my opinion, the best Joker. A lot of people think the same thing. But when he's playing the unnamed stand-up comedian who becomes the Joker, his performance kind of sucks because it's like he can't make up his mind what this guy sounds like. He keeps slipping between accents. Sometimes the guy sounds just like the Joker. Sometimes it sounds just like Mark Hamill's regular speaking voice. Sometimes it sounds like two other voices. It's like they went with his practice takes.
No, so they did do that part with spoken dialogue and all the rest of that.
Yeah, the Killing Joke parts are almost meticulously faithful to the graphic novel. The dialogue it's almost exactly the same, like word for word.
After Batman, after the Killing Joke begins, though.
Yes, because that's the next thing I'm going to bitch about. The movie takes 30 fucking minutes to get started. And
you said that, but does it then cut away to that back to some other crap, or does it stick mostly with the Killing Joke?
It completely sticks to the Killing Joke. It does not deviate at all. It changes a couple scenes a little bit, but only like Batman questioning people. Like in the graphic novel, it just shows like 6 panels in a row of him asking random people or showing random people a wanted poster of the Joker. In the movie, he actually has some dialogue with people.
Did you have a copy of the comic book and follow along?
I was looking at a copy of it online just to check things they changed. They did, okay, from what I gathered, they added that and they expanded the Joker's freak army. Which, by the way, Batman straight up murders a few people in this movie.
And not the other one.
No, not in the in the. They completely changed the the funhouse, the mirror room scene to have Batman have to fight these fucking midgets dressed like him. And he straight up kills one of them. He throws him into a fucking spike pit.
Mm.
But everything that is present in The Killing Joke is present in the movie. Maybe a
Okay.
little bit here and there has been changed, but for the most part, it's almost the exact same. However, they added 30 minutes of fucking Batgirl bullshit that adds nothing to the story.
Okay, you were
People
telling
have
me
said,
a
oh, well, it expands on Batgirl. I'm like, no, it fucking doesn't. It's 30 minutes of a waste of time with Batgirl, and then when The Killing Joke starts, the same fucking thing happens to her. She gets shot, she gets visited in the hospital by Batman, and then she disappears from the story completely. The
well, I mean,
dialogue doesn't change. Batman's reaction to everything doesn't change. Her reaction to everything doesn't change, and the fact that they fuck doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't come into play ever afterwards, except
right.
for the fucking 30 minutes of new shit.
You said there was a Batman sex scene. A sex scene. Batman and Batgirl get it on.
It's not a sex scene. Everybody is calling it a sex scene. It is not a sex scene. A sex scene implies that they're having sex in the scene. What happens is Batman. All right, I gotta basically tell you what the fucking 30 minutes of Batgirl shit is. She is doing a case. Her and
Sex scene.
Batman.
Tell me the sex scene, and
No,
then you go. What happened?
listen.
Okay.
Her and Batman are on a case. There's this fucking dude named Paris Franz. Ha 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 ha. Who is like the fucking nephew of the mob boss of Gotham. It's not Falcone, it's some other guy who is nuts. He's nuts. He's a narcissistic fucking, I think he says he's a narcissistic sociopath. And he's obsessed with Batgirl. He's convinced that he and Batgirl have a thing between them.
Okay.
So he starts basically stalking Batgirl. And Batman is like, I don't want you on this case. It's getting too personal. And she's like, no, fuck you. I'm fucking part of this. I'm in on this. I can fucking help you. And he's like, no, you're off this fucking case. So they start fighting, him and Batgirl. They have a fucking fist fight, and Batgirl manages to pin Batman. And I don't know, she gets this fucking look on her face and starts kissing him. And for some reason, Batman's like, well, okay then. And he fucking puts his arms on her. And then you see him reach down and grab her ass. And then she Batman grabs Batgirl's ass. And then she sits up and rips her cowl off and rips her shirt off. It's the bra underneath. There's no animated TNA in this. And it just cuts away. You see her take off her shirt, and then it cuts away. And that's it. That's all you see. And then Batman starts giving Batgirl the fucking cold shoulder. He's like, it's too awkward. I don't want to talk. And she's like, it was just sex, damn it. We can go back to the way it was.
But
and then...
But she says we go back to the way it was, but he didn't want her on the case anyway. He's
Yeah.
always like, all right, shut up. Right.
And then Batman gets the Batmobile gets blown up with a rocket launcher, and Batgirl sees the explosion in the distance, so she goes to help, and she beats the holy hell out of this guy when she gets her hands on him. She's like, you ruined everything! Ah! And she just beats him to a bloody pulp. And because she beat him to a bloody pulp, she gives up on being Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I saw into the abyss, and I don't think I could keep on resisting it. I don't see how you keep on resisting it. Which, by the way, I think adds more to the thing I'll bring up in a second about the ending. But she turns in her cape and cowl and gadgets, and she's like, I'm not Batgirl anymore. And there's a little bit of narration where she's like, and I really wasn't. I was never Batgirl again. I would see him again, but never as Batgirl. And then the Killing Joke starts. And she gets shot.
Okay, so one that she gave up being Batgirl before Joker shot her. Right.
Yes.
That's an element. And that Batman and her fucked.
Yes. They fucked for no reason. It doesn't contribute anything to the story. It doesn't contribute anything to the story of the Killing Joke. It just makes her a jilted lover.
So she's like, I stared into the abyss. And he's like, I stared into your abyss.
Yeah. And it's so weird seeing Batman get all fucking awkward and standoffish to somebody he fucked.
Mhm.
Like, really? Batman was gonna not talk to Batgirl? Really? He's that immature? I can't face her.
Well, did he really say that, though? Is that in the dialogue?
No, she tries to talk to him, and he's like, we'll talk later. And then she has that freak out, it was just sex thing, and he's like, we'll talk later. And he hangs up on her.
Right, that sounds more like, yeah, I don't care. He's more aloof. He's not really freaked out by it. She's freaked out by it.
No, he's freaked out by it. He does not want to talk to her. They haven't talked in like 3 weeks by that point.
Oh, okay.
Because she has this gay friend she works out with that she dishes with.
Okay.
Like, so you and your yoga. She says that the guy she's to her gay friend, she says it's her yoga instructor.
Okay,
He's like, so you finally fucked, huh? And she's like, yep, but now he's not talking to me.
Batman is her yoga instructor.
Yeah. She's
And then,
like, God damn it, I'm the best student he ever had.
that's also what she tells Robin.
But it's just stupid.
Remember when you ran off to that other city and you were like establishing yourself as Nightwing? Right? Remember before Joker attacked me and I got paralyzed? Yes, it's all good. Remember I said I fucked my yoga instructor? Yes, it's okay, honey.
But it doesn't add anything. It doesn't. She's still just a plot device in the story of the Killing Joke. And her being...
I have to tell you, Dick, it's heavily on me. The yoga instructor I fucked, yeah, it was Batman.
You slut!
You fucked Bruce Wayne? No, I fucked Batman. I fucked Batman. I did not fuck Bruce Wayne.
The people who made the movie and the apologists for the movie are like, well, it expands the Batgirl character and it makes her more deep. But why? She doesn't get shot because she's Batgirl. She gets shot because she's Barbara Gordon. Joker doesn't know she's Batgirl. The fact that she's Batgirl is a complete fucking coincidence to his plan. She only exists in the story as a means to torture Commissioner Gordon.
Right. I guess they could have expanded on that more. But we see so little.
But they didn't.
We see so little of Batgirl. Right.
And the story isn't about Batgirl. The story is about the Joker and Batman. It's the origin story for the Joker, and it dives into the relationship between the Joker and Batman, not Batgirl and Batman. It's fucking pointless to expand her when she was never really all that relevant to the story in the first fucking place.
So what is he going into the jail? Do they expand on why he's going in to talk to him in the first place?
No. He just shows up at Arkham Asylum. He's like, I just came here. I'm here because I need to be.
After the thing happened with Batgirl.
It doesn't have any bearing on his reason for going to see the Joker. It doesn't connect to the Killing Joke. It doesn't connect. That's the biggest problem. It doesn't connect.
Maybe he was like, you know, Joker and Batgirl. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. He's talking to Batgirl, and Batgirl, he doesn't want to be Batgirl anymore, right? Runs off. And he's like, man, I got to go talk to Joker. Right? Is that how it goes?
No. The Batgirl scenes end, and then they find some dead people in a storage unit. And Batman goes in there, and he looks at him, and they've obviously been killed by the Joker because they all have Joker grins. But he doesn't bring that up when he goes to see the Joker. That doesn't have any bearing on the story. He just goes to visit the Joker to basically say the same shit he said in the graphic novel. We're going to end up killing each other. I have to know that I tried to talk this out with you.
Right, but that's why he goes to the in the book. He's just going there to talk to him.
Yes, and that's what he's doing in the movie. He's just going to talk to them.
But he's found some bodies that are obviously killed by the Joker.
Yeah, but they were killed like 3 years prior.
Oh, okay.
They say that very clearly. These people have been dead for a long time. As far as Batman knows, the Joker is in Arkham Asylum. He couldn't have possibly committed this murder recently. So that scene is kind of pointless, too. It's not even kind of pointless. It's very pointless.
Totally pointless. Just a filler, so it doesn't go straight from, hey, Batgirl, okay, let's go see the Joker.
Yeah, basically, it's just a filler segment.
Him wandering around the Batcave, taking a piss, and then coming out and checking his calendar, and then going to the asylum, right?
Yeah. They could have done anything.
They could have shown the guards at the asylum kind of talking, you know, saying, hey, look at this thing on my smartphone. The guy's like, that's cool. And then Gordon's like, hey, Batman's coming by, lady. Right?
Well, in the book and the movie, Gordon is like, why are you here? What's the purpose of this visit? And his answer is, I'm here because I need to be. But that makes it even more unusual that the Batgirl thing because you think it's going somewhere. You think that it's going to lead into something, and it doesn't. But I've bitched about this enough. Now let's talk about the ending. Because the ending is way less ambiguous than the fucking comic book was. There are people out there that think that at the end of the Killing Joke, Batman snaps and kills the Joker finally. The movie makes it less ambiguous than the fucking graphic novel. Because Joker tells his joke, Batman starts laughing, you see him put his hands on the Joker's shoulders really close to his throat, and it cuts down to the puddle like it did in the comic book, but then Joker's laughter suddenly stops. It just stops. But Batman keeps laughing, and he keeps laughing till after the fucking screen goes to black. So it doesn't have the sound effect of the sirens coming in. It's just Batman laughing. I think that they're implying that Batman killed him, and they're implying it because of that theory. Even though Alan Moore has said, no, he doesn't fucking kill him.
Right. But I think they're putting that in there for the people who like that theory.
They did, but they made it less ambiguous than the fucking comic did. They made it seem very strongly like he killed him. Because why would the Joker just stop laughing all of a sudden while Batman keeps laughing? I mean, if anything, Batman laughing...
And Alan Moore says that wasn't the intent. This is the origin of Oracle, her being in a wheelchair from then on out. Joker's not dead. Yeah. That's all there is to it. If this is not an alternate universe or a one-off story, because it does kind of impact the bigger DC universe.
As far as I know, DC has disregarded the Killing Joke from continuity.
So why is in a wheelchair in the comics as
They
were?
kept that part. They kept that part. As far as, and I don't even know if Oracle is still a character in the New 52. I don't think she is.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
don't
I don't even know if Batgirl is a character in the New 52.
I don't think about the New 52.
And that doesn't even matter because apparently they're about to reboot DC again.
Yes. A brand new.
Hasn't it only been like a couple of years?
Yeah, but nobody liked the New 52.
Yeah, I know that. People don't seem to like the New 52 at all.
It's more than just a couple of aesthetic problems. People didn't like costumes. They didn't like the look of the new Lobo. They didn't like the look of a lot of characters.
I don't like the way the characters look either, honestly. I hate the new animation style in the comics.
And a lot of them to get barely any kind of makeover at all. You know, like the Flash looks the same, the Green Lantern looks the same, but I don't know. It's minor gripes, and I think it's going to be minor tweaks.
Okay, wait. Batgirl must be a character because I just remembered Batgirl got a redesign recently.
Oh yeah, but there's going to be a redesign on top of that. In fact, I think the stuff's coming up before you know it. You know,
which means that a whole bunch of characters are about to quote unquote die again.
Right.
Okay. According to Braden, she is in the New 52, and she's a Jewish lesbian.
Get this, it's not just that, but they've gotten rid of that logo. The logo that had a D, but there was a piece of paper folded over, and you could see the C behind it.
Haven't seen that.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you the DC Comics logo that they've been using. I'll show you. I'll send you the image of it. It's been on everything.
If I've seen it, I haven't noticed it. I don't notice logos very often.
Well,
that new Thor logo, though, man, that is straight out of the 80s.
Very He-Man.
Very He-Man.
That's what they were going for a while.
Oh,
right?
Okay. Yeah.
But they even get rid of that. They're like, fuck that. That was just too complicated. Right? What am I looking at there, right?
Well, I mean, it doesn't really look like a D at all.
DC. And so they're going back to something that's more like it was back in the day. It's the DC in a circle.
I think they should stop calling themselves DC Comics altogether because it's fucking redundant.
It is redundant.
DC means Detective Comics.
So that's the newest one right there you're looking at. That's the one they're going with, which
Looks
is the
like
new
the old one.
Right. Looks just like the old one. But this is the one they had before that.
Yep, I remember that one.
That one's the older old one, I guess. I don't know. This is the one that they had for probably the longest period of time, like decades and decades and decades. It looked like this with the stars.
Yep, everybody knows that one.
And that's what they've gone back to, basically. I don't know, that folded paper
like
thing
the new one.
Folded paper thing is stupid. So hopefully from here, the new DC Comics, the new shit is going to be what we've always been hoping for, right? And it's fully integrated as the Bat family is being expanded on, right? Which is everybody loves the Bat family, so they're going to expand on that. We're getting fully integrated Batwoman, Batgirl, Batboy, the Red Hood.
Maybe we'll have a more graphic Batman Batgirl sex scene in the comics.
Yes.
No, that's
Yes.
another thing. That's another thing. I don't understand why the Killing Joke is rated R.
Nope, it's not worth it.
I thought it was because of the blood, but then I remembered there's blood in The Dark Knight Returns, and that was rated PG-13. There is nothing in The Killing Joke that is more extreme than what we saw in The Dark Knight Returns. And I didn't like The Dark Knight Returns because I don't like the story The Dark Knight Returns. I think it's fucking stupid. I think, who's the guy? Frank Miller. I hate Frank Miller. I hate him. I hate everything he's ever fucking made. I hate his Joker. I hate his Batman. I hate his Superman. I hate his stories. Frank Miller is a fucking hack. And I don't care who disagrees with me on that one. That's my opinion. If you don't like it, fuck yeah. And that's part of the reason I'm not excited to see the fucking Suicide Squad movie anymore, because it finally dawned on me, oh my god, that's the Frank Miller Joker.
Oh, and here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Revealed.
Rebirth. They're calling it Rebirth.
And it's not that much different. Minor tweaks. See the Superman suit? He doesn't even have red boots. He's just.
They're never going to bring back the red briefs.
Nope. But he doesn't have the collar around his neck. He's now got, an open neck. You can see more of his neck muscles and shit, right?
Yeah.
And he's now got like gauntlets around his wrists and
Bracelets.
black. Or I guess it's dark blue boots, not even boots there. Batman's looking more like armor, a lot more like the Batfleck, right?
Yeah,
And,
I was just about to say they kind of look like they did in Batman v Superman.
Yep, a lot. She's got a shield and a sword and his shoes. Oh my God, look at that whole costume. She is totally Wonder Woman from the costume thing. I mean, look at that.
She is.
Totally that. Yep. All over.
When did Wonder Woman ever have a cape?
I think she's going to have like a hood thing in the movie. She's going to run around like that at some point.
I don't think I have ever seen Wonder Woman with a cape.
Oh no, on the TV show she did. It looked like the American flag practically.
Oh, well, I never watched that.
And I think Superman, I don't know. Superman's going to come back, but he's going to look the same.
No, Braden, I mean The Dark Knight Returns, the Frank Miller story. I like The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
He's asking me, don't I mean The Dark Knight Rises? No, The Dark Knight Returns is a graphic novel made by Frank Miller that has Superman working directly for fucking Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
I'm not making that up. That actually happens. Superman answers to Ronald Reagan, and Ronald Reagan winks at you. I know they launched nukes at us, but we'll be okay.
He is he is also a hologram or something.
Hologram.
Or like not real. He's not a real person. He's like dead. You know what I'm saying?
In The Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah, I mean, President Ronald Reagan, he's there, but he's not really there.
Yes, he is.
Oh well, I mean,
that one really stupid shot of him wearing a fucking Fallout suit going into a fucking Fallout vault, basically. Like, well, it looks like the Russians take things a little bit harder than we expected. I'm gonna go hide now.
The Dark Knight Strikes Back.
The Dark Knight Strikes Back. Is that a story?
Yeah. He made a sequel, and it was terrible.
I know he made that fucking awful all-star Batman and Robin.
I never saw that.
Are you stupid? Are you retarded? Don't you know who I am? I'm the goddamn Batman.
Goddamn Batman. He really
The
said that.
goddamn Batman. You ever
Strikes Again.
heard of Kevin? Have you ever heard? Yeah, Dark Knight. That's it. Yeah.
Strikes
Have you ever
Again.
come across the Kevin Smith Batman?
No. Which way he
Kevin
wrote his
Smith. Kevin Smith wrote a Batman story, and in that story, Batman pissed his pants.
Batman pissed his pants.
Batman pissed his pants.
Why did Batman piss his pants?
Because an explosion happened, and he pissed his pants.
That doesn't. Why would he piss his pants?
Because an explosion happened, and he wasn't expecting it, so he had it. Batman describes it as a bladder spasm.
Well, that sounds interesting. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's one word for it. Interesting.
Well, hey, you have to see The Dark Knight Strikes Again sometime because it's interesting.
I think I've heard of it. I have not read it because I hated The Dark Knight Returns so much that I just didn't want to read anything made by Frank Miller ever again.
It's very weird, very stylized. It looks much more of the Sin City, right?
I forgot Frank Miller wrote Sin City. I take it back. He has made one thing I like.
Yeah, it's much more Sin City in its illustration style, and I mean whole pages are like barely used. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Illustration one.
I
It's strange.
I'm gonna Google this because I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
If you look up The Dark Knight Strikes Again, you look at the way the page layouts are and a very strange detail. The way Superman's drawn, right? In the story, Wonder Woman and Superman fuck, and they have a super kid in a matter of like days.
Oh, this is ugly.
Right here, look at this. This is a shot of Superman and Wonder Woman's kid, who was born within a matter of days after they fuck.
I was just looking at that. This is ugly as fuck.
A lot of it's drawn like that. I mean, Batman looks terrible. Batman is now bald and hideous looking. He looks like Marv. It's like gross. A lot of the illustrations very minimal shit, and apparently the coloring is done by his wife. So I'm like, oh, well, coloring. Oh, and you start noticing the coloring, and I'm like, oh, that's his wife, huh? Good job.
This is one of the ugliest looking comics I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it is totally just him. Like, hey, I can do whatever the fuck I want, right?
It doesn't even look stylized. It just looks ugly. It looks like a kid drew it.
And I mean, whole pages will be just one of those ugly drawings with minimal coloring and shading, right?
Batman looks like fucking Lex Luthor.
Yeah, and Lex Luthor looks like fucking Jabba the Hutt when he shows up.
Ugh. So wait, do they have a kid that just grows up really fast?
Yes.
Who's the woman?
Um, the woman is away with all the bat symbols on her, with stars.
No, the woman wearing the fucking the Superman symbol in the first picture you sent me.
That's their daughter.
That's not Wonder Woman, is it?
No,
Oh,
that's
they had
their
a daughter.
Right.
Oh.
That's
So
Superman.
that ugly fuck is supposed to be Superman?
That's Superman. Yeah, it's right.
Oh my god.
Oh, and here, this is a picture of Brainiac and Lex Luthor, who are working together, and they have the shrunken city of Kandor, right? What the fuck? Kandor.
Loading. Oh my
Eh,
god, man, this is fucking horrible looking. I mean, I guess
and
it doesn't matter if the story is good, but it's Frank Miller, so I can't imagine the story is actually good.
the story's crazy. The story's not.
Why the hell is Lex Luthor 50 feet tall?
Good question.
He's
I don't.
huge. He's the
And the
size of a fucking building.
the female Robin from the previous story is now a cat girl with like roller skates. You know,
That's dumb.
and she's drawn in such a stylized way. It's hard to even say whether she's drawn well at all. I mean, it just looks like she goes on a mission to rescue Adam, or Ant Man. No, Adam, and the guy could shrink, right? So she's got a little naked guy on her shoulder for part of the story line, and they go and rescue some of the Justice League, right? She is the girl Robin from Dark Knight Returns, and
Oh
yeah,
God.
now she's a cat girl, and they also
Yeah,
rescue.
I know this character. I recognize it.
Yeah, she's the female Robin from the previous story, and then they
Fucking
also rescue Plastic Man. They rescue Plastic Man. And just looking at this page, the coloring is like, oh, good job on the coloring. Really good job. Everybody's doing a
Is
good
that
job
Donald Trump?
there.
It looks like Donald Trump on the right-hand side.
I'm not sure who that is. It's definitely a TV
This
personality,
is
right?
horrible.
I mean, look what's going on here in this frame here with the two plastic guys, right? Elongated man fighting Plastic Man, right? Plastic Man is
I see.
freaking out. Elongated Man is trying to contain him. But the coloring in the background on the bottom frame and just everything about coloring on the top frame is just like, what the fuck is going
The
on?
coloring is just kind of smeared on the top frame.
They got away with this.
And
I looked at this comic and I
Plastic
was like,
Man, Plastic Man looks like Sean One from fucking Phantom 2040. That's a really obscure reference that nobody's gonna get, but just trust me, people, that's what it looks like.
it's just ugly illustrations throughout the whole fucking.
The chick on the right-hand side looks like her hips are attached with bolts.
And everything looks weird. Everything's weird there.
The anatomy is weird.
The coloring is worse. It
The
makes no
coloring is
sense.
worse, but the anatomy is like it's like Liefeld weird.
And it came out in several series, right? In several books, right? But what shit happened was so insane. Within the first book, Plastic Man's out. Adam is now shrinking, and well, when we first meet Adam, he is like a guy is swimming in an ocean fighting giant amoeba, because apparently he spent the last couple of years in a petri dish, right? Unable
Who's
to grow.
Adam?
He's the guy who can shrink. So he's like
Captain
microscopic
Adam?
size. Just Atom,
I
right?
thought his name was Captain Adam.
No.
Are you sure?
He's like a rich guy. He's in Marvel universe. He's kind of a Tony Stark type character. Like in the Marvel universe, Ant-Man is
Yeah, his
supposedly
name. I'm looking at it right now. His name is Captain Adam.
in the DC universe.
Yes.
Okay. Well, wait, anyway, he's in the he's shrunk, but when we meet him, he's like in a petri dish. So we have no idea what the fuck's going on, right? He's just swimming
Wait,
around with
maybe
me.
that
and then he grows big again, and and then within Superman fucks Wonder Woman, and then they have within the first book or so they
Oh,
already
I was wrong. I was wrong. It is the Atom,
within the
but
first
there
check
is
this
a DC character called Captain Atom, though.
all of this shit with Adam, Plastic Man, Batman is freeing these guys who are, and then Brainiac shows up, and
That's
Superman,
supposed to be Brainiac.
yeah, his like floating head, and that's Superman and Wonder Woman's daughter right there, right? He's talking to her, Laura.
That that
You're,
blue and red blob is a person.
say what?
That blue and red blob, you mean, is a person.
Right.
Her
And
foot, her feet are fused.
and she looks weird, and she's wearing a long shirt or something. I don't
And
understand.
for some reason, Brainiac is apparently flying in the pattern of a fucking Omega beam.
And around her, and he's like, the family crest against the rules, babe. Against the rules, babe. You're wearing the family crest.
She has blue hair.
He calls her Supergirl, but it's the daughter, I believe. The fuck is stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking. This all happens within the first comic, and I was like, oh shit, there's going to be like how many more? Like 4 more or something, right? Like all this crazy shit. I did not read the following comics, and then they later came out in one big book. Same way they did with Dark
Frank Miller should stick to writing subpar RoboCop sequels.
Really bad. But DC's going to get it right this time with this reboot with DC Rebirth Revealed. Hashtag DC Rebirth.
Since we're on the subject of reboots, let's go ahead and address Black Iron Woman. Everybody, seriously, quit freaking the fuck out about Black Iron Man, Black Girl Iron Man. It's not gonna stick. It never sticks. She'll have a story arc, and then they'll go back to the status quo.
And it's not the first, it's not the last either. There's going to be others.
It's not. You're going to see this happen again, and you're going to see it get put back to the status quo again. From what I understand, Captain America was a different guy for a while, but now it's Steve Rogers again.
Right, it was Falcon about like almost a year ago. There was female Thor.
And now it's not.
But black Captain America and female Thor.
The
Now
female
this year,
Thor thing I don't get, because that's not even the first time they've done a female Thor.
no, it's not.
Black Widow has been Thor. That's why they didn't have her lift the fucking Mjolnir in the second Avengers movie, because it was a little in-joke about when she picked up Mjolnir and became Thor.
Well, I wonder whether people screaming that PC's ruining the world when they had War Machine pop up, right? When Iron Man was like laid up in the hospital, War Machine had to pop up, and they did. Jon Stewart showed up instead of Hal Jordan. Probably there were quite a few people.
I was a little off-put when I first saw Jon Stewart. I was like, what? But then that's because I didn't know anything about the Green Lantern, and I didn't realize that there's more than one Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's why they're going to go Justice League.
There's like thousands of Green Lanterns as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not thousands. Thousands is probably too much, but there's definitely like a lot. And not even all human. There's a Green Lantern who's a little ball dude.
There's a Green Lantern who is we've actually had After the black guy, there was an Irish guy in a vest. He had a green vest thing that he wore. It was weird, right? He was an Irish guy and a ginger, right? I remember what that guy's
Can you
name.
imagine? Can you imagine how much people would freak out if the Justice League movie went with the original design for the Flash?
With the metal helmet and the shirt.
Yeah, see, you know what he looks like, but most people probably don't. They would see it and go, "Oh my God, what is this crap?" And the few people left who actually remember that would be like, "That's the fucking Flash as he originally looked." Pretty stupid, isn't it?
Well, I look at the Flash and I see somebody spray painted a Captain America costume red. Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between their costumes.
Especially with the mask piece. It's like they literally got a Captain America mask at Walmart and spray painted red and stuck it on him. And
Yeah,
it was
it's
like the
even got the
test. And
weird
they're like,
little
we
wing.
love it, keep it. He's like, well, this was just a thing.
I have
We
not
love it.
seen the Flash TV show. From what I gathered from the stuff I've seen, Flash is brooding, and I don't want to see a brooding Flash.
I haven't watched any Flash TV show either, or Arrow.
Or
Fuck that.
Supergirl.
No.
I
Oh,
don't. I
Supergirl. Is that
I like Supergirl. I like the character Supergirl. I like her a lot, but I'm not interested in watching a show.
Oh, they've cast a Superman for that show now too.
I hated Smallville.
They actually have a Superman actor who will show up on um, Supergirl. Because originally they had set it up as Supergirl was going to tie in with the movies, right?
It should. I would love to see Supergirl in the movies.
Nope, now it's not going to. Nope,
Yeah, just
because
like the
it's
Flash show isn't going to tie in either.
right, it's moving to the CW. It was on one of the other networks, but it's moving to the CW and it's going to be part of their whole world.
I thought it was a Netflix series.
Nope, it was on one of the networks. Gotham
Must
is
be
on.
thinking of something else.
It's got to be NBC or
Yeah, I don't
CBS.
want to watch Gotham is the dumbest idea for a show I've ever heard. Who the fuck wants to watch a show about just Gotham City?
Apparently, a lot of people, man.
Yeah,
Apparently, a lot
yeah,
of people.
true. Apparently, a lot of people.
But you know, there's
I mean,
stories.
I couldn't possibly give less of a fuck about what Commissioner Gordon did before Batman showed up.
He just did a lot of paperwork, right?
As far as I know, they've already shown the Joker before he was the Joker, and from what I understand about the Gotham TV show, it takes place a long time before Batman shows up. So that means that the Joker is way older than Batman.
That would stand a reason, yes, for sure.
And I hate that's part of the reason I hated fucking Smallville. They introduced like everybody before Superman becomes Superman. They introduced fucking Doomsday.
Yes,
They had
yes, I
him
remember.
fight Doomsday and win.
Right. Well,
And
and
Zod,
the
and I think Darkseid and Brainiac showed up too.
the Wonder Twins showed up.
Yeah, the fucking Wonder Twins. Why the fuck would you do the Wonder Twins? The Wonder Twins are did they even have comic books, or are they just from the Super Friends?
They're actually Hanna-Barbera, really owned. They're not DC stuff at all.
They were lame.
Yes, they were
She
Hanna-Barbera.
always she turned into like animals and stuff, but he always turned into something useless, like a wall of ice.
Right, he only water. He could be ice, he could be steam, he could be and it was always pink. Pink ice, pink water, pink like bucket of water, right, or a pink cloud of steam. And actually, I think she was always a pink animal too.
I think
Yeah,
she
'cause they-
was too. I didn't
and
watch
yeah,
a lot of Super Friends.
so Cartoon Network could do their own Wonder Twins show, but they did a series of shorts on Adult Swim where they were just like Wonder Twins do something stupid, and then they would do something. I don't even remember how those episodes would go, but they would be very short things between shit. And that was the last time we Wonder Twins.
I remember one of those. The guy, I don't know what the fuck their names are, but the boy, he's like, "Why do you always turn into something cool, and I always turn into something stupid like a bucket of water?"
Yeah, yeah, they had a bit like that where the two of them bitched about it too. I remember that. They
That's
had a
old school Adult Swim.
an Adult Swim or Cartoon Network. There's one where Wonder Woman and Aquaman were tied up in the middle of the room of the League of Doom, right?
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Right, and they're slowly being lowered into a pit, and you see Aquaman shooting little rings away from his head, like wah, 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 wah. He's like, Wonder Woman, my ability to talk to fish has proven useless, and she rolls her eyes like that. And then the
That
Powerpuff
was
Girl busts through the ceiling, and they're like, and Lex Luthor points up and goes, "It's the Powder Puff Girls." They're like, not Powder Puff, Powerpuff. They're like, oh, okay.
I have not checked out the reboot of Powerpuff Girls. I saw one thing where it showed them twerking, and I was like, nope.
The now famous "Time to Stop" video. Time to stop. Time to stop. Which apparently is not originally from that. That's from something else.
I liked the Powerpuff Girls, the original show. I thought it was a pretty good. It was way better than a show called Powerpuff Girls should have been.
Right. And that's what made it cool. It was not what you expected it to be. It wasn't Care Bears. It was much more like anime. It was like a Dragon Ball Z version of, what should be a cutesy girl show, right? There was a lot more swing, pow, pow, pow.
It ended up being like they were like legit superheroes.
Right. And the villains were kind of visually interesting. Each of them had something interesting going on. The monkey with the brain thing.
Jojo.
Right. Each villain was interesting, and it was a villain of the week thing. Like
him was my favorite.
Him was weird.
Him was fucking scary. He was like actually scary.
Yeah.
That fucking freaky ass, high pitched, echoey voice he had. And he's just weird. He's like a fucking freaky Satan transvestite.
Well, and that show was like Dexter's Laboratory, same kind of animators working on the show too. They kind of worked with him. Tarakovsky.
I believe that group was called the Cartoons.
Yeah. And the show Cartoon was where they had a bunch of test shows, and some of them got turned into shows, some of them didn't. Johnny Bravo was from there.
I love Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, there was like a test thing they did.
Studley as the Statue of David.
Right, and they thought that they launched some shows like SWAT Cats and Chicken and Cow and Chicken. Right?
Cow and Chicken.
Right.
Cow and Chicken had one of the most adult jokes I've ever seen in a kid's cartoon. A fucking group of lesbian bikers called the Carpet Munchers.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
They break into the house and they start eating the carpet.
Holy shit, I remember that.
Yeah.
Being very dark too.
I was like, oh my fucking god, I cannot believe they approved that.
Got away with it the same way Ren and Stimpy did. By being so far.
Ren and Stimpy never did anything that blatant.
No. But they did the same kind of way, and they were consciously knowing they were pushing the envelope because that was what got attention, right?
Yes.
SWAT Cats had a particular style, but Cartoon Network wanted to just try anything. So they were literally pilots. They just put on the air, like Johnny Bravo, just put it out there, and people liked it. So they were
I
like,
don't know
well,
what SWAT cats are.
SWAT
What
Cats
is?
premiered at the same time, overproduced show about these cat guys who flew around in jets in a futuristic city where everybody's cats.
I don't remember that one at all.
Well, it was on Cartoon Network and the USA channel at the same time. Because for a while, Cartoon Network wasn't available everywhere. So a lot of Cartoon Network programming was put on the USA channel to be like, hey, if you don't have Cartoon Network in your area, check this out, right? And they had Space Ghost Coast to Coast, but it wasn't Space Ghost Coast to Coast. It was similar. Space Ghost Coast to Coast was like the talk show. But this
Yes.
other thing that was on the USA Network called like Space Ghost something else, cartoon gangbang or something. That's where Brack kind of came from. Because this was the one with just going long tangents of just like, like what's happening? I don't know.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast was one of my favorite shows for a long time.
Well, did you ever see like they put out an album of just Brack singing and stuff like that?
Really?
Yeah. It's just random shit.
I liked
Very
the
weird.
Brack show. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, the Brack show, which didn't have. It's just bizarre.
Yeah, it was. It was one of I want to say it was one of the first examples of the really surreal humor of Adult Swim.
Oh, but there's a lot of those
Because
examples. Track.
oh yeah,
There's so many
there's a lot.
that didn't last very long. They were very short-lived shows. You kind of had to be there. You know.
But if you can sum up Adult Swim within one word, surreal would probably be the best word.
Oh yeah, probably my favorite program was a show called Off the Air, which would show up on on the brackets like Off the Air. The way it was off the air, but if you watched it, it was trippy, weird, bizarre shit. Where you know what? That's the first place I actually saw. The flesh-colored rubber guy that walks down the sidewalk. Flailing his arms around like he's like, you ever seen that clip? He's like a CG character walking down a real street, but his arms and legs are flailing around like unrealistically.
I've seen something like that.
Right. You know what I'm talking about? He looks like he's glitching out.
I haven't seen the thing you're talking about, but I've seen other things based on it, probably.
Or I'll show you the clip, but that's where I saw that first. And it was kind of a melting pot of ideas. Cartoon Network was what a cartoon show. Foundations of like Powerpuff Girls and other shows, right? It's a similar thing happened in the 90s with MTV, with a show called Liquid Television.
That's where Aeon Flux and Beavis and Butthead come from.
Exactly. So I think there was something going on at USA Network that where people move from MTV. It's not happening, right? Nickelodeon, Nicktoons. Fuck these guys. They basically ruined Ren and Stimpy. Beavis and Butthead got ruined too. Right?
I disagree. I disagree with that Ren and Stimpy statement. I don't see any difference in tone or humor before or after John Kay is part of the show at all. In fact, a lot of my favorite Ren and Stimpy stuff comes from after he was thrown out.
Well, which one?
Like the character Wilbur Cobb. I loved Wilbur Cobb. The old man, the like nasty, gross old man that like falls apart all the time.
The Scottish guy.
No, I can't remember what his name is. He's in several episodes. He's in the dinosaurs episode.
The glasses and a big nose.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Kinda talks like this when he talks.
Yep. Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
I love that character.
it still got ran off the ground. It should have kept going. Why did it stop? Because
It went on
it
for
stopped.
like fucking. It went on for like 5 more seasons after he left.
But it was dead.
He got thrown out after the first season.
Right. And then it was dead.
It wasn't dead after that. It went on for 5 more seasons.
I'm just saying this is what happened.
That guy is a
But nobody
dick.
liked it
He
anymore.
thinks John K. thinks
It's
he's God's gift to animation.
It is all about the first couple seasons. They reran those forever. You know, the Ren and
The
Stimpy.
worst season is the last season. I agree with that. The last season of Ren and Stimpy isn't very good.
He did get fired, but the second season was basically done when he was fired, right?
He got
So-
fired because he was incompetent.
And because he went over budget, and because he kept pushing
And
the envelope with grossness.
he went over budget and he failed to meet deadlines.
Yes, absolutely. There were a lot of kids waiting for new episodes of Ren and Stimpy, didn't get them because
And they don't ever blatantly say this, but he was also a fucking prick and hard to work with.
well, he used to work
And he,
with Bakshi and Ralph
yeah,
Bakshi
who was also a prick.
and Prick and a guy who had to fight tooth and nail to get his stuff made. He was always, and I think John Kay kind of was always fighting against the system. When they gave him the show back for Spike TV, he just made the worst fucking show ever. That
Oh god, the Spike TV Ren and Stimpy was a piece of shit.
Adult Party, or whatever.
That was awful.
So lots of gay jokes, lots of butt jokes, lots of
It was just let's do everything we can to make it TVMA.
right, and piss off the people
And
running the show.
as far as I have seen out of his whole catalog of what he's done, Ren and Stimpy is the only good thing he's ever made. Everything else he's made has
Oh my
been
God, too much.
really
He's
not
tried
that funny.
He was on the cutting edge of internet video, putting his shit on the video on the internet before there was YouTube or anything, just trying to get it out there. When he was animating Bjork video, he put
wasn't
that online. He did like a web series before there was even good video. It was like Flash cartoons. You had to watch
but
like
they weren't funny.
no, they were just bizarre. And he pushed this one character, which you
George
could
Liquor.
in the Bjork video, he's there. He's this weird little hot dog kid who's like, he's got weird toes and a weird nose, and he's like, he looks like a retard. He was pushing this character.
He also pushed the fuck out of the character George Liquor, who was a one-shot character from fucking Ren and Stimpy from the band episode.
Right. And he also pushed the character. He had this show called Ripping Friends. You ever seen that? Oh my God, that was terror fucking bull. Oh my God, I was looking forward to that for a while, and then Cartoon Network was like, "We're premiering the Ripping Friends." I'm like, "Oh boy," I see it, and I'm like, "God damn it!"
I think he did a Miley Cyrus video.
Right, but I haven't been a fan of John Kay since Ren and Stimpy. I'm coming to terms with how much he actually sucks.
The stuff he does now is borderline porn.
Yes, lots of girl panty sex. Pantsu. Oh.
Yeah, lots of that. Lots of nudity and sexual themes, and it just looks like Ren and Stimpy porn because everything he draws looks the same.
Bjork, right? Bjork.
Yeah, he did a Bjork video. He did a Miley Cyrus video, and he did a Tenacious D video.
Right.
He did the music video for Fuck Her Gently.
Now, that too. Did you see that one, Tenacious D?
I did.
That's a good one.
I recognized his art style immediately.
I got to say, I was really impressed with what he did for Miley Cyrus. I mean, it fit perfectly. She has turned into one of his characters. I mean,
Yeah, basically.
she is a walking, talking one of his characters, right? With the booty sticking out and her tongue. I mean, he always draws these girls with their tongues sticking out. They're
Yep.
always tiny girls with no tits, right?
Yep.
No tits, but their butts sticking out. Big, thick legs. I mean,
Yep.
he loves Miley Cyrus. She's perfect for him. And those cartoons were perfect. Little teddy bears and weird worms and shit. It was just bizarre.
Miley Cyrus grew her hair back out. She's looking pretty damn hot now.
Yeah. It's just so bad, though. It's so naughty. There's pictures where she just covered herself with dirt and grime and took pictures with her pet pig. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, the conspiracy theorists were saying she was advocating bestiality with those.
Yes, she was. Okay, but back on track. Okay, here's one weird bit of news. Probably not much to say about it. You know Max Landis. You saw the video with him talking to the Red Letter Media guys, right?
Yeah, part of it, yeah.
Right. So he's screenwriter in Hollywood. His newest project is a Pepe Le Pew movie.
Oh, no.
Pepe Le Pew movie. I'm not even kidding. That's official. This is his next project.
Pepe Le Pew is... No, that's not going to work in today's America.
Well, we'll see what he comes up with. And
The social justice warriors are going to shit a goose egg over that.
But the other big news from Comic-Con that we need to talk about is Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver?
Yes, that's right. She was answering questions on a panel. People are asking her about Alien and when that's going to happen. So the update is that Ridley Scott's Alien Covenant is almost done, and it'll be coming out. Alien Covenant. And whenever that's done, and whenever Sigourney Weaver's done working on her projects, and Neil Blomkamp's finished on his next project, then it's coming to Alien Neil Blomkamp. And she confirmed it. She's like, yep, that's our next.
I am not excited for Alien Covenant at all. Because I saw Prometheus, and I'm just not thrilled.
Well, then Alien Neil Blomkamp. Alien Blomkamp.
Who's Neil
Will be the next one. Come on. District 9.
I hated District 9.
Elysium. Matt Damon.
Didn't see it.
Robot suit thing hooked up to his spine.
Yeah, I heard of it. I didn't see it, though.
Chappie.
I didn't like Chappie either.
That's Neil Blomkamp.
I apparently don't like Neil Blomkamp.
He's hot. He's going to take over the Alien movie after. Well, Ridley Scott has to. He owns it, so they're going to let him make one more. But it's probably going to be another Prometheus, and it's going to suck. So next will be Neil Blomkamp doing it, and it'll be.
Yeah, if that's the movies he makes, then I apparently don't like him very much. I don't like his movies. I hated District 9 so much. I didn't even finish watching it. Halfway through the movie, I'm like, I get it. Racism is bad. Okay. Fuck. We shouldn't put people into camps. Okay, I get it. I didn't need to be told that, but okay.
But did you get that making them bugs makes them less human? We don't look at them as human.
Yeah, I get it. We're making the minority into bugs, so they seem really fucking inhuman. Yeah. Chappie was fucking Short Circuit.
Yep. Short Circuit. They
That's all
even
that
had,
was.
except Short Circuit 2. The one where he goes to New York and he hooks up with the Los Locos kick your ass. Los Locos kick your face. Los
Los
Locos kick your
Locos kick your
balls into
balls into outer space.
right, but you drag that up to the whole movie. Like the whole movie, he hooks up with a gang, and the Indian guy's like, Chippy, what are you doing? You're hooking up with the. And then at the end of the movie, the Indian guy gets put in his brain. The Indian guy's brain goes into. That's
I
Chippy.
forgot that it was. I forgot it was even an Indian dude again.
It's an Indian dude. It's still an Indian dude. He just needed glasses.
And it also had that fucking fugly New Zealand singer chick. I can't remember what her.
I know some people on Facebook that want to fuck her, and it's weird. I'm like,
I do
guys,
too. There are some strange people out there that just have a fucking throbbing hard on for her, and I don't get it.
yeah, it's some kind of what you have like a kind of a albino pedophile thing going on.
Yeah. With that weird, ugly hairstyle and the no eyebrows. No, not Lord Braden.
It's like I want to fuck a an underaged albino mummy. She looks like a mummy. She's an emaciated mummy. That's what it is.
And her equally hideous husband. I'm gonna look up what her name is real quick.
I don't know her name, but her boyfriend's name is Ninja. He just goes by Ninja.
Yeah,
And he's a
Ninja.
thug piece of shit. He played though when Marilyn Manson did a Halloween show where Johnny Depp was on guitar and Ninja was on the mic, just going. It's just like it's weird.
Yolandi Visser. Wait a minute. Their characters in Chappie were named Ninja and the Yolandi.
Wow.
They didn't even give them character names. So then are we supposed to take it that those are just those two people playing themselves?
Well, actually, have you seen The Postman with
No.
Kevin Costner?
Fuck no.
In that movie, he runs into Tom Petty.
Really? Like he runs into actual Tom Petty.
And then he's like, "Hey, aren't you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was before the apocalypse." And then he's like, "Oh, okay." It doesn't say specifically, but he's like, "Yeah." Aren't you? And he's like, "Yes."
I know so little about the movie The Postman that I didn't even know it was a post-apocalypse movie until like a few days ago.
You have to see The Postman.
I don't.
No, it's great. It's like
It's Mad Max with a mailman.
it's that great terrible. Kevin Costner, after he made a splash with Dances with Wolves,
Waterworld. Oh.
and Waterworld and Dances with Wolves were the movies that made him a star.
I don't like Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner is one of the few people I completely agree with Doug Walker on. He is the blandest human being that has ever fucking graced the movie theaters.
Yes, and his Robin Hood is boring as fuck. He's just Robin Hood.
Yeah, but the
It's just such a
movie
bland Robin Hood.
itself is great because of Sheriff Hans Gruber.
Right. He's all right, but the movie itself is just kind of bland. And Kevin Costner, he became a star pretty late in life. He was an actor for a while, make it big until he was much older, right? And then he made it huge. In fact, still one of his most successful films of all time is you'll probably never think of it. Nope.
JFK.
Nope.
No?
We could sit here all day and you would never know Kevin Costner's most successful film.
Give me a second.
It would never come up in your filmography. It would never even come up on your list. Don't look it up.
The most successful movie I can think of with him in it is Dances with Wolves or JFK. So which one are you talking about?
Talking about the one. And
Oh, God, yeah, The Guardian.
right. Still the best selling movie soundtrack of all time. It was also the end of the album, right? Right.
I
But
hate that movie, and I hate Whitney Houston.
his most successful film, he's not the main actor. It's Whitney Houston. But yeah.
Fuck that movie. Fuck Kevin Costner. Fuck everything about him.
Well,
I
I mean,
hated that JFK movie too.
the movie poster there were originally two movie posters. One with Kevin Costner standing there, and then a wall of TVs behind him filled with pictures of Whitney Houston, right?
Yeah.
And the album cover was a picture of Whitney Houston standing in front of a wall of monitors that had pictures of Kevin Costner.
Ooh,
But
deep.
the reverse doesn't make any sense because why is he on all the TVs? He's a security guard.
Because now she's the security guard protecting him.
What? It's stupid. I don't know. It was a perfect storm of stupid that made it the best-selling movie soundtrack of all time. For some reason, the best-selling movie soundtrack of all time.
You know, speaking of JFK, I think I hate Oliver Stone now.
As you should, as any sane man should.
The only movie I can think of his that I like is Natural Born Killers. Did he make that?
Yes.
Yeah, I like Natural Born Killers.
You should have made another movie
I
today.
I should have liked. I used to like The Doors, and then I realized that yeah, that's really, really, really not what Jim Morrison was like. I mean, it was, but they portrayed him as just a monster.
Yeah.
Watching the movie when I was a kid, I didn't have the moral compass I have now. Watching it as an adult, I'm like, oh my god, this guy is a fucking horrible person. But I know a lot about Jim Morrison because the Doors are my favorite fucking band, and that's not Jim Morrison, that's Jimbo the Drunk.
Yeah.
And now he's making this fucking Snowden movie, and I think it looks terrible.
Yeah. I don't know what Joseph Gordon-Levitt's doing. He looks like he's doing a voice, like a Saturday Night Live character.
He is trying to do an impression of the way Edward Snowden talks, and it's just weird.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't sound natural at all. It doesn't even really sound like Edward Snowden. And when it comes to Snowden, I've never really been able to make up my mind on how I feel about that guy, because no matter how you cut it, he is a traitor.
Well, here's the thing with Oliver Stone, right? I think he had it for a minute and then he lost it, and it happened. He should have made the movie he was going to make, which didn't happen. He was going to make Planet of the Apes, right?
That would have been a piece of shit.
You know what? He's doing Snowden, and it's gonna be awesome. Fuck you.
But he's making. Well, he was going to make Planet of the Apes with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, that would have been amazing. But instead,
I'm going to fight these apes.
Right. There's actually an article
After the ape.
about what the movie would have been, and it was going to be bloody, violent, like following Arnold Schwarzenegger being in Total Recall. He was making these violent sci-fi movies, and he was going to be like a mind bender. He wanted to make this movie as much of a mind fuck as Total Recall was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine a mind fuck, violent sci-fi Planet of the Apes with Arnold Schwarzenegger, directed by.
All of the Planet of the Apes movies are mind fucks. All of them.
Right. But this would be Natural Born Killers, Oliver Stone, fresh, still on like tons of mushrooms, just like he's just still kind of nuts, right?
Maybe that's his problem. Maybe he needs to start doing drugs again.
Maybe that's the
Or
problem.
maybe he needs to lay off the drug. Have you heard he jumped on the conspiracy bandwagon?
Oh yeah.
He thinks
He's crazy.
Pokemon Go is a CIA plot.
Pokemon Go is a CIA plot. What are you talking about? It's not done by Nintendo.
I am so sick of hearing about Pokemon fucking Go, dude. So
Yeah,
sick of it.
a video about it, but then I'm like, you know what? I can't do a video about it.
Don't. For fuck's sake, don't add to it. For fuck's sake.
Okay.
Everybody.
8 things from the never-made Oliver Stone, Arnold Schwarzenegger Planet of the Apes. Right? This is pretty crazy. 8 insane things from the never-made Oliver Stone, Arnold Schwarzenegger Planet of the Apes movie. Okay, hold on.
Is one of them an ape-human hybrid?
Yes.
I knew it.
There's also
that has been the goal of the Planet of the Apes series since the second movie, and they've never been able to think of a way to do it where it wasn't insanely creepy. In fact, they did makeup tests for the ape-human hybrid. They were going to do it, but they just couldn't think of a way to introduce that idea without being like, ew, yuck, yuck, ew.
Yes. And this one was going to do that too. And they were going to have virus DNA time traveling.
What?
I can't recall the details, but someone had the idea that mitochondrial DNA was like a genetic memory. If you could unlock it, you could physically travel back down through evolution like a time machine. The main story whittled down from circular
I think
time.
I've heard that.
Well, he was on. He basically Oliver Stone walked into a meeting and just was like, just kind of crazy, right? And then presented them with a concept where time is not linear but a circle, and there's no difference between the past and the future. He discovered cryogenically frozen Vedic apes who held the secret to numeric codes to the Bible that foretold the end of civilization. And the execs loved it and cut Stone a check.
That's the most confusing thing I've ever heard you say. Could you say that again? No, I'm serious. I need you to run that by me one more time because I'm not sure I understood that.
I don't know. I watched the original films a couple nights ago, and they are awful. I'm only here because of Don Murphy. You should talk to him. A room full of betrayed executives glared at Murphy. Murphy floundered, and pitched the potential for Happy Meal toys, and was met with embarrassing dismay. Finally, Stone stepped in and delivered an idea that Hampshire jokes was an acid flashback. What if time were not linear, but circular? There was no difference between the past and the future. And what if there were discovered cryogenically frozen Vedic apes who held the secret to numeric codes to the Bible that foretold the end of civilization?
The Bible.
Numeric codes to the Bible that foretold the end of civilization.
That is the plot of the movie The Omega Code, minus the monkey.
Well, they had the idea that that babies in the future would be born dead because there was like a genetic abnormality that was implanted in our DNA that would basically kill us in the future. So we have to go back in time to stop it.
That doesn't. What? You're gonna go back in time and change the human race's DNA?
Yeah, and there was going to be uh, uh, uh,
Wait a
ape
minute.
baseball,
Wait. Isn't that the plot of Zardoz?
and there was going to be apes playing baseball.
That was also going to happen in the Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, some of that carried over. Here you go. Check this out. 8 insane things about the never made Arnold Schwarzenegger. We uh, uh, young ape manhood ceremony. A young ape barely in his teens. Stay in the middle of a room, almost naked. His face is painted with strange markings. Circle ape warriors watches Magog lifts his slender blade and slices the teenager's forehead. So passes into manhood ceremony. The illustrations are absolutely insane. I don't know where the
I
fuck
was
these
about
guys.
to say these illustrations are pretty weird looking.
Yeah, I don't know where these came from. Right?
They look like something. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah. Non-formatted version. Can be different first draft. Amazing concept art by Matthew Steele. Okay. Wow, weird concept art. Matthew Steele.
He's building something out of iron and rock and sand, but we can't make out what it is, and it's the Statue of Liberty
They're building it,
in the past.
but that's making sense. The claw, the balls, and the flame. The claw, the balls, and the flame.
Yeah, I saw that too. That
Foot soldiers coming to a gorge between them in the midst of a huge steam-driven machines. The iron erector sets. One the claw, one is the balls, and the other is the flame. The idea of Arnold controlling a giant steampunk flamethrower tank is classic enough, but when it runs out of flamethrower fuel, he accelerates and charges down a hill like a battering ram as it gains speed. An ape general named Drac races alongside on horseback, trying to find Will. Wait, yeah, crazy horses, apes on horseback, and giant metal tanks with giant claws on them and flamethrowers. Come on, right? Doesn't this sound great? And there's like
not really, no.
an ape vet where they're like dissecting humans and shit like that. There's an ape with a leather apron and uses a grinding wheel to sharpen gruesome looking knife. Right, this is the vet. It is like a body on a stone slab. It's crazy. Sounds great. Sounds great. Sounds way better than what fucking Tim Burton gave us. I would trade that.
Okay,
Trade.
yeah, I'll give you that. It sounds better than the Tim Burton movie.
I will flip that coin. I will take everything Oliver Stone's done since Natural Born Killers, and I'll take that Tim Burton movie, and I'll give you in return whatever Tim Burton would have made instead of fucking Planet of the Apes. Come on, anything. How about Tim Burton's Dune? Go.
Yeah, Tim Burton. Tim Burton has kind of sucked since that movie.
Yeah. Well, I hear they're trying to do it with Dune again too, but I haven't heard anything about it. We want to do Dune. Like, oh man.
Yeah, I've heard that too. It's because of that fucking everybody became aware of the Dune movie that almost got made, and now they're like, well, let's make it.
Oh yeah. That's what got it. Okay, so that's what I got two versions of Dune on VHS. I got to talk about Jodorowsky's Dune, or however you say his name. And guess what? There's two Dune games on Sega. We got
Is there really?
Dune 2 on Sega Genesis called Battle for Arrakis. It's like the sequel to Dune, and it's like a battle strategy game. You like highlight places and move little things around, kind of. I don't like those civilization games like that. Like I don't like it. It's not my kind of game. And the other one's on
I like
Sega CD. It's like based on the movie, book, I guess. And it has like animated sequences. That might be more interesting. But I don't know. Can I make a video out of that? Maybe. Probably. But why? Why do it, and why do it right now? That's the question.
Reviews.
Well, I mean, I could do something else. If I hear something about a Dune movie, then I'll do Dune. But I'd be better off talking about Doom right now than Dune. You know, for viewers.
Yeah, I haven't checked out the new Dune game yet.
I heard it's good, but and I hear everybody talking about it all the time.
I
I mean,
haven't heard much at all about it.
no, I heard it was really good, but then I didn't hear much about it after that.
Yeah,
Kind of
same.
overshadowed.
I wasn't excited about it because Bethesda was making it, and Bethesda's great at making worlds. They're
Yeah,
not really all that great when it comes to gameplay.
well, I
They're
don't play any.
really, really, really bad when it comes to glitches and bugs.
Well, they do the Assassin's Creed games, right?
I don't think they do. They
What
make the Elder Scrolls games.
those games are glitchy.
You know, I had Skyrim for a while on PS3, and I didn't have internet when I got it, so I was stuck with the version 1.0. The version 1.0 of Skyrim on PS3 is fucking unplayable. You
Yeah.
can play it for about 30 minutes, and then the game starts lagging out, and then it just crashes.
Hmm.
It's not my PlayStation. My PlayStation has no other issues. But as soon as I got hooked up online and downloaded the patches, the crashing and glitching problem went away, except for all the other glitches in the game.
Well,
Surprisingly, Bethesda has said that Elder Scrolls 6 is not in the making right now.
what are they doing instead?
I don't know. I would think that they would want to make a new Elder Scrolls game because that's basically all they have, but they're not.
They want to develop some new IP.
There's huge sections of the Elder Scrolls world they could still use, like Elsewhere and the Black Marsh, but I don't know. Maybe the Elder Scrolls Online was intended to be the last Elder Scrolls. Because as far as I know, that's the whole Elder Scrolls world in one game.
You know what? What I played recently?
That means that it would be Skyrim, Cyrodiil, Morrowind, Elsewhere, Black Marsh, and I think there's another one. Daggerfall? I don't know if that's the name of a region or if that's just the name of a game.
What game did you say you thought that Spoonie was going to do, but he didn't? But he was hinting he was
Resident Evil. He said he was getting ready to do a big 6-game review like 2 or 3 years ago when the Spider-Man 2 review came out, or I don't remember what review it was, but yeah, he never did it. The last Spoonie Experiment review was like a year ago.
well, that was about the time he had Spider-Man 2 review. He stopped doing movie reviews.
Yeah, basically, everybody jumped on his ass for the Spider-Man 2 review, and he just stopped doing vlogs. He didn't.
Nobody
He
don't
doesn't
believe it.
understand the criticisms towards him at all.
The thing was Spider-Man 2. Nobody liked it. They weren't defending Spider-Man 2. They weren't saying no, Spider-Man 2 is good. They would say they were all saying that his review sucked.
Yeah, and it was too goddamn long. It was longer than the movie.
Yeah, it was. And then he did a
And
video.
by that point,
You guys hate my
by
Spider-Man.
that point,
Mm.
by that point, everybody was starting to be like, "Okay, dude, we get it. You don't like fucking anything. Can you
Right.
maybe talk about something you do like? Because you're really dramatic when you don't like something.
And the only videos he was doing were wrestling videos for a long time, which be
And
a
he stopped
blogger.
doing those too.
Yeah, but those were boring to watch because he was just bitching about, all right, it was sometimes he'd be there with his girlfriend who was kind of half engaged with the thing, right? I think
She's
she really
about
gives
as
a shit about
engaged
wrestling.
as his brother.
Oh, his brother.
They're
I
just
remember
the
that.
other person that sits there while he hates everything.
Well, okay.
And he constantly counters with, I don't hate everything. Well, motherfucker, when was the last time you had anything positive to say about anything? Anything. And right now he's having a fucking another meltdown on fucking Twitter saying that Trump is going to round up Jews, Muslims, and Mexicans and put them into fucking camps.
Uh-huh.
He is losing his goddamn mind, dude. He said Trump is going to make the fucking Jews wear the gold star again, and that he's going to fucking put Muslims and Mexicans into camps. And I don't
Hey,
think he was joking.
he probably was, but he, he is active, very active on YouTube doing streams.
He's active on
I mean,
Twitter.
and he's active on YouTube doing lots and lots of streams.
But
Right?
his streams are terrible.
Yes. Well, I mean, he doesn't talk
They're
much.
they're huge, like huge 8-hour videos of nothing but dead air.
9 hours, 7 hours, 7 hour
Like, you
videos.
can't even hear the game. It would be different if you could maybe hear the game, but he usually has the game volume turned all the way down. And when he does talk, it's to fucking argue, threaten, or ban somebody who's in the chat.
Actually, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Of course, you should know this because you've been on the receiving end of one of those bans.
Oh, was I? Did I get banned? Well,
Oh,
I
yes,
saw
you
somebody.
did.
Oh my God. No. There was a 4.5 hour stream 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago. It's been a while. Been a while since this last.
You said something to the degree of, wow, did you really just ban him for that because he banned someone for a stupid reason? And he's like, yes, Teddy, I did just ban him for that. And you know what? Now I'm banning you.
Well, what I believe what he said was, "You better watch out, or I'll ban you." I don't know if he did ban me
He
or
did.
not.
I remember he did because he banned me right before.
Oh, so you were already banned,
He
but
has
you were still.
banned. He has banned me like 6 times on Twitter because I keep fucking with him on Twitter.
So okay. So here he is. 4 weeks ago was the last time he went online, but that's a while ago. 4 weeks, right? It's been a while
He said
since it was.
something on Twitter tonight that I wanted to reply to him, and then I found out he banned me on Twitter again. He said something like, I feel a strong urge to be productive instead of arguing with lunatics. And I wanted so bad to reply, you productive?
Lunatics.
I cannot believe his Patreon makes even as much money as it does, even though it's like a fucking fifth of what it used to be.
So he hasn't done anything for 7 months on the Counter Monkey thing. 7 months ago, Sorbo the Conqueror.
Yeah,
Sorbo.
the last actual Spoonie experiment video he did was Big Trouble in Little China on the Commodore 64.
Which is definitely a fucked up game. And he went to quite an extent to get there. It was a good joke right there where he had the whole thing, and his girlfriend's like, why did you do that? And he's just like, you don't understand. That was a good joke right there. It was a good joke right there.
Well, I mean, Honestly, I don't think you could emulate that game. I doubt there is an emulator for fucking games like that.
For
But yeah, it was a good joke. The review was fine. I thought it was funny. I think he's funny. It's just he doesn't fucking produce any content.
right, and I think
And he's an asshole to everybody.
so. His last video was Persona 4 Golden. What is that? What is Persona 4 Golden?
I don't know.
Well, he played that,
Heard of it? Never
that,
played it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17 videos of Persona Gold and whatever that is, Persona Golden.
That's probably a grand total of like 20 hours of dead silence.
Yeah, some of them are 4 hours, some of them are 6 hours, right? But I think the longest video he put up was like 9 hours long. 9
I was
hours.
going to watch his Let's Plays of fucking Metal Gear Solid 5 until I heard that he spent a pretty good chunk of time bitching about quiet, and I was just kind of overhearing people bitch about that.
Well, here he is, 9-hour video, and it's not the only one. 9 hours of playing Fallout New Vegas. 9 hours and 17 minutes of Batman Arkham Knight. 7 hours and 50 minutes of Alien Colonial Marines. 9 hours of Pathologic. 9 hours. 9 hours.
And yet he says he's working on videos. He always says that. I'm working on a new video. Motherfucker, how long does it take to make a 20-minute video? You're getting paid $1,500 a month to not do shit.
Pretty much.
He even says on his Patreon that money isn't even going towards videos. It's going towards his cost of living. So he's just collecting that money and buying stuff for himself. His Patreon is laced with people calling him out on his bullshit.
Let's take a look here. Spoonie, Patreon.
That's all it is. It's just people talking about how useless of a fuck he is.
Wow. And laugh. His videos. Some people are saying some nice things.
Yeah, some.
Some are saying nice things, but this one guy says, "Okay, I'm sick of this. I just reported Noah's campaign to Patreon for fraud. If you want to do the same, go to this link."
They should fucking report him for fraud. He's fucking collecting money for stuff that he's not doing.
Oh my God! I like there's one here post that said from December 2015 that says soon period. I like that.
I have done
Lots of wild
long Let's Plays like he does. They don't require effort.
Hey, June 9th. He says lots of wild content coming soon! Exclamation point.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
They
They couldn't even do a goddamn Rep Brown review with a whole month to work with.
You know what you should do?
Mail him a turd.
No, you should become a patron.
I am lazier than he is when it comes to producing content. But I'm not getting fucking paid for it.
Right. Give him $1 though, and then you can bitch at him some more. Like, how can you ban me on Twitter? I gave you $1.
I should. I should be like, motherfucker, I am paying you. Fuck you.
Give you $1.
I officially have a right to complain, you son of a bitch.
Give him $1 and say, unban me on Twitter, you lazy bastard.
The thing is, though, he has banned me the majority of the times he's banned me. It has not been for me directly insulting him.
Yeah.
It has been constructive criticism, if anything. Like when he said, "I'd like a new theme song." Well, I was like, "Well, why don't you go to a bar and find a band?" Be like, "Hey, I can't really pay you much, but hey, you'll get exposure." He's like, "What the fuck do I don't have any fucking time to go to bars." And then ban me.
He's too busy.
He's
Yeah.
too busy doing nothing.
Yeah. Spoony.
I couldn't believe he got so mad at such a mild suggestion. I'm just like, go find a band, dude.
Well, he's sensitive. Okay. He's sensitive.
He's very sensitive. And his bipolar excuse, he has used the bipolar excuse a lot. I'm bipolar too. I'm diagnosed bipolar. I can fucking prove it. I'm not as big of an asshole to my fucking viewers as he is.
Right. And his stuff's been going down. It's going down little. I mean,
Next goal, $5,000 per month.
I like his black hole of board games.
I do too. I like his stuff. I just don't like him.
If he just made a black hole of board games out of the blue, it was kind of weird. He made a Reb Brown video out of the blue. You know.
No shit, he's gonna run out of movies.
Right.
I can't believe he's not out of movies. How many fucking Reb Brown movies can there possibly be?
And that's why he picked a guy. I would have picked a guy too who's very obscure. You know what I mean? Brad Jones, the cinema snob, had like Bruno Kirby.
Michael Dudikoff.
Yeah, Michael Dudikoff. That's one of the obscure guys I want to do. He was the American Ninja, right?
Ah.
And just find random movies, Michael Dudikoff in them. Oh, look, Michael Dudikoff. Right?
Brad Jones.
Dudikoff.
Brad Jones' little butt buddy from his last video. He's easily pissed off too. I don't give a fuck what people think about me.
He always gets a nerd who knows something about the movie he's going to see. Like if he goes to see a Marvel movie, he gets one of his Marvel friends because he's always like, he doesn't know. He's like, every time he sees the end credit scene, he always leans over the other guy. He's like, who is that? Like, always brings them to bitch, right? About the movie.
All I said was that the guy on the left was irritating. Because the first 10 minutes of that video was, fuck you for having an opinion of this movie. Now please excuse us while we make an hour-long video expressing our opinion of this movie.
Well, did you see his Ghostbusters review in the car?
I didn't.
He had a girl in the car. He had the Lupa chick, or whatever her name is. What's her name?
I don't like her.
Well, in the scene, he like I think he fake tried to punch her in the face, like whoa, like at her face, which is funny because he's actually.
And then he did punch her in the face.
Yeah, he did punch her in the face.
Best goddamn moment in the cinema snob history, punching Obscurus Lupa in the face.
That's the name, Obscurus Lupus. Okay, so he had her along because of what's going on with the fucking movie. Because he's not far from Angry Video Game Nerd. He's in the same basic circles, right? So he brought a girl to see Ghostbusters, right? Because the chick's in it.
I don't think I can agree with that. Angry Video Game Nerd is thousands of times more popular than Brad Jones has ever been or ever will be. Well, yeah, I mean, they know all the same people, I guess.
Same people, exactly. Is what I'm saying. So he could get caught in the same thing, just by association. But so he had a girl. There was a smart move. And she seemed to like it. She actually was very apologetic about some of the stuff that sounded stupid. And he was just like, "What is with these jokes?" You know, the scene was one guy, the actor. It just seems like no. They went off script. This is what they're doing the whole movie. They would go off script, and the Thor actor would just come up with the craziest shit that didn't make any sense. He's wearing the glasses. He just pokes his fingers, wipes his eye right through his glasses. They're like, "Wait, those glasses don't have glass in them." And he's like, "No. They were dirty, so I took them out." And it was like, it was just like this stuff he's just coming up with off the cuff, right?
Did you catch the massive backlash to James Rolfe saying he wasn't going to go see Ghostbusters?
That's what I'm talking about. Massive, massive fucking backlash against the Angry Video Game Nerd just because he says he wasn't going to see Ghostbusters. Massive, because some other feminist wrote an article about the Angry Video Game Nerd, calling him a sexist. Right?
Yeah.
And James Rolfe, I don't know. I think he is
James
a sexist.
Rolfe, in return, had nothing to say and did not give a fuck.
Right. No, but that's because James Rolfe is a sexist. That's why.
No, it's because he doesn't give a fuck and he doesn't want to see the movie.
Have you seen the Angry Video Game Nerd movie?
I have it. I paid money for it.
Proof of his sexism.
Oh yeah, how's that?
Cars, the movie's so sexist. Oh my god. I mean, come on.
It's totally not, though.
Yeah, it is. Let me look at it. You remember the movie, right?
Vaguely.
Some stuff right there. Just take it. It's right there. It's right there. You can see it. See it?
I remember there being a girl-on-girl fight for the sake of there being a girl-on-girl fight, but that was the joke.
Well, that was the joke, but it's also sexist. Her whole presentation is sexist. You know what I'm saying? It's her whole presentation is sexist. She's sexist because she's like a girl, and she's just a generic girl. You know what I mean? She's literally just generic girl, and that's what's sexist. If just a generic guy show up, that's sexist.
And then they knock dude on Melissa McCarthy, and then he takes over.
What?
Chris Hemsworth, and then he's like, "Thanks for the upgrade." When it's in his body.
Yeah.
Sexist.
But Ghostbusters is not sexist. Angry Video Game Nerd is sexist.
Yeah,
Angry Video Game Nerd is
sexist. They only have the females shoot the big Ghostbusters logo in the dick.
That's not sexist.
No, not at all.
Sexist.
That's female empowerment.
Sexist.
I like fucking.
How many female characters are in Angry Video Game Nerds? None.
There are barely characters in the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah. The vehicle's cool, Ghostbusters? Good. Fucking. They blew it up, right? Yeah, they fucking blew it up.
He has the same opinion of that fucking movie that I have. I don't want to see it. I don't care. I'm not going to pay money to see a movie that I know I'm not going to like. I don't like Melissa McCarthy. The guaranteed way to get me to not see a movie is to put Melissa McCarthy in it.
Ernie. Yep. Ernie Hudson. He's the uncle of the black chick. Yeah,
I wonder if she realizes she got that role because she looks like Ernie Hudson.
She got that role because she's black.
Yeah, they needed to fill the black quota, but she also looks like Ernie Hudson. And no, that's not a compliment.
Fucking Melissa.
And no, it's not a sexist thing either. It's a flat out fucking fact. She's one of the ugliest goddamn women I've ever laid eyes on.
The fat female Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Comes up with two shitty
I heard
movies.
Adam Sandler.
Melissa McCarthy is a fat female Adam Sandler.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting it.
Yeah. She is.
The worst part of The Hangover 3 was the Melissa McCarthy scene.
I haven't seen The Hangover 3. She's in The Hangover 3?
She is. She's Zach Galifianakis' love interest, and I don't like Zach Galifianakis either. So seeing those two share a scene was pure fucking cinematic hell for me.
She was married to Zach Galifianakis?
Yeah, they get married at the end.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I don't understand Galifianakis' appeal. I find him very creepy.
Kids are both weird.
He's weird.
Though
He's-
I admit I did find him funny in the movie The Campaign. But that's because he was basically playing Ned Flanders.
Well, in The Campaign, Zach Galifianakis is not playing Zach Galifianakis at all. He's playing.
No, he's playing fucking Ned Flanders.
Well, Zach Galifianakis has a character which is his gay brother, which he had done before, which he would go out on stage, shave off his beard, and just leave his mustache and talk with a southern kind of gay accent, right?
That's the character from The Campaign.
Right. But he did that before, and it's a stand-up comedy thing. Like he would do an interview, people were like, "Oh, we're gonna meet Zach Galifianakis," and he would just play his brother. I'm not Zach Galifianakis. I'm his brother, right? Todd.
Jack Galifianakis.
Todd Galifianakis or something.
Oh,
right?
Todd.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember what his name was, but he had the character in with the election, The Campaign. Yeah, it was basically his gay brother character.
I'm surprised I liked The Campaign as much as I did, considering I don't like him or Will Ferrell very much. Will Ferrell is a very hit and miss kind of guy for me. Like every other movie he makes.
Playing George Bush. It was Will Ferrell.
No.
Mostly.
No, that was more Bill Clinton than anything.
Come on. Say 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
It was like a fucking weird fusion of Bill Clinton and George Bush, if anything.
With a little bit of the Anchorman, if anything.
My favorite part of that movie is where they show the commercial where Galifianakis' character gets Farrell's character to call him his son, to call him dad. And his campaign manager is like, "Okay, so what do you want to do about this?" He's like, "I'm gonna fuck his wife." You're gonna what? I'm gonna fuck his wife. I don't think you should do that. Well, I'm gonna do it. That's in the book. The book. Read the page. Get my kid to call you dad. Turn the page. Fuck your wife. And then he does fuck his wife and films it and makes a campaign commercial. Okay, wait. I also liked Due Date. That was a hilarious movie.
Apparently, Robert Downey Jr. didn't like it.
Really?
Yep.
Maybe when he finally saw the finished product, he finally realized, oh wow, we ripped off planes, trains, and automobiles.
Well, I mean, he really didn't like Zach Galifianakis.
Oh.
In fact, Zach Galifianakis rubbed the wrong way. Zach Galifianakis was supposed to be PD with Ryan Reynolds. and apparently Ryan Reynolds just didn't get along with him at all. So last minute they brought in Jeff Bridges.
I didn't see that movie, although I heard they're doing a crossover between that and Men in Black.
No. 22 Jump Street.
What?
Yes.
With R.I.P.D. or with Men in Black?
Men in Black and 21 Jump Street.
Those don't mesh.
They're bad. I don't know. They don't know it's the way they're doing it. They're doing it.
I mean, I don't hate those movies, but those don't mesh. Those are completely different fucking realities.
But it's happening. 21 Jump Street, Men in Black crossover film. It's happening. They're calling it. I think they're calling it MIB 23 because it's like 22 Jump Street was the last one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 22 Jump Street. This is 23 Jump Street with Men in Black. I'm not even kidding, and it's not even a rumor either. It's in Variety.
Oh, I know it's not a rumor. I apparently had it mixed up on which movie.
Because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Why those two? Men in Black, right? 21 Jump Street. 21 Jump Street. What did you think it was with Men in Black, though?
R.I.P.D. I swear I heard that somewhere.
More sense. That makes more sense.
Yeah, it does make more sense. That's why I fucking thought. That's why I could have sworn that's what it was.
Van Helsing with MIB makes more sense. Ghostbusters and MIB makes more sense.
Yeah.
MIB teaming up with the Avengers makes more sense.
Well, they better fucking hurry up and make it before Tommy Lee Jones dies.
I think they might be going with Josh Brolin.
What?
He's hot right now. Why put Tommy Lee Jones in there at all?
Because Tommy Lee Jones is the right age.
Well, he gets time zapped and euthanized.
I guess.
I mean, with the euthanized Ray, and he's like, "Is this zapper gonna euthanize me? I mean, make me younger?" He zaps himself. He's like, "No, it kills you." That's what
You know, by the way, a while ago you sent me something for that movie Yoga Hosers. Is that what it's called?
Wait, which one?
That fucking Kevin Smith movie, something Hosers. Is it called Yoga Hosers?
I don't know. I don't. Kevin Smith's new
Did
movie?
you realize when you sent me that was a continuation of the world of Tusk?
I did not.
Yeah, he's making 3 movies based on that world. Tusk, Yoga Hosers, and The Great White North, I think is what it's called.
Really?
Huh?
See the trailer?
No, I didn't see a trailer. I just read that on Wikipedia, but it's true because the characters on the poster are the 2 girl clerks from Tusk, played by his daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter.
Right here. Ready? Yoga hoses. Ready?
Okay, let's watch this.
Two girls.
Yeah, those are the 2 girls from Tusk, playing the same characters.
Okay. Directed by Kevin Smith.
That's Harley Quinn and and Johnny Depp's kid. I don't know what her name is. And there's Kevin Smith's wife. And there's Johnny Depp's character from Tusk.
There's that. It's a tiny man. Oh my god.
And there's the guy from Tusk.
Right.
This looks fucking stupid. Lily Rose Depp.
Wow.
But yeah, that's a continuation of the fucking movie Tusk.
That's the worst thing I. That was
And
horrible. That was fucking horrible. Yoga.
Tusk was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I just saw it like a week and a half ago, finally, and I couldn't fucking figure out if it was supposed to be a comedy movie.
Look up the Yoga
Because
Hosers.
it's apparently marketed as a comedy movie, but it doesn't become a comedy movie until Johnny Depp shows up.
But is he playing the same character with the weird warts on his face?
Yes, that's the fucking detective guy from Tusk.
Yoga
He's dressed
Hosers.
exactly the same.
Yoga Hosers trailer.
And apparently Jay and Silent Bob are going to appear in one of these movies.
That right there. Look at that. That. Yes, yes. Kevin Smith. You know Kevin Smith. Yeah, Kevin Smith. Oh my God, that's embarrassing. What is that? What is wrong with Kevin Smith now?
He hasn't been funny for about a decade.
I mean, what the fuck? I mean, he's been doing that Smodcast thing for a long time, right?
Yeah, and he's not funny on it.
Right, I know, but he's been talking to an echo chamber of a bunch of drunk people who show up to his podcast live, right? Which is at a bar, right?
Yeah.
People who watch the show at home and just get high and they're like, Kevin Smith. Yeah.
Okay, there's an article about these movies on Wikipedia. They're called the True North Trilogy. Oh, okay, not Great White North. Moose Jaws. It's a movie, it's Jaws with a moose.
Okay. What is this movie,
And
though?
Jay and Silent Bob are going to be in Moose Jaws.
Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's career is just in the fucking toilet right now.
No, it's not. He just fucking takes whatever role he's offered at this point.
Right, I know.
He
But
doesn't give a shit anymore.
The Alice in Wonderland was a huge flop. He's going back to Pirates of the Caribbean next year for Pirates of the Caribbean. Fuck it, here we go again.
Oh my god, the last one sucked. They shouldn't make another one.
They shouldn't. They should stop making.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Dead Men Tell No Tales. Yeah, that's. Didn't they already have Dead Man as one of the titles of the other movies? Dead Man's Chest.
Dead Man's Chest. That was the second one.
Now it's Dead Man Tell No Tales. You can't do that.
It's gonna have Javier Bardem in it.
Kevin fucking Smith. Man, Kevin Smith. What the fuck?
Wow, Javier Bardem is older than I thought he was.
That little movie, Yoga Hosers, literally stars his wife and his daughter?
Yes.
It stars Kevin Smith's wife and Kevin Smith's daughter and Johnny Depp.
Yep.
And what the fuck? Wow.
The last time Johnny Depp made a movie I wanted to see was Black Mass, and then I heard Black Mass was terrible, so I didn't see it.
I wanted to see that too, but I also heard it was terrible and didn't see it.
Which is disappointing because the trailers made it look amazing.
Well, the trailers made it look like Goodfellas or something.
Budget 53 million, box office 99 million.
That's all right.
That's okay. It made its money back. It doubled its money almost. Almost.
Money to make money back. Otherwise, it's not an investment. Pulling even is not an option. You know what I'm saying? A movie costs 50 million, they make 50 million. You did do shit. You know what I'm saying? And when your movie costs 250 million, you gotta make a billion. You know what I mean?
The criticisms I'm seeing on Wikipedia for Black Mass says that it's too much like Goodfellas.
No.
Goodfellas was okay. I didn't love it. I had been told that it was better than The Godfather, so that was a little bit too much hype.
Yes. Yeah. But it is probably, I think it's the second greatest gangster movie of all time, behind The Godfather.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't absolutely hate it. It's just it wasn't better than The Godfather, like I had been told. So I was a little underwhelmed. I had been told, like, oh, you like The Godfather? Well, Goodfellas will just blow you the fuck away.
Well, it should blow you away too. But it's better the more times you watch it.
Yeah, I should probably give it another watch.
Watch it again, then watch it again, because it gets better the more times you watch it. Now, then there's apparently Wolf of Wall Street is very similar.
I love Wolf of Wall Street.
And Casino is very similar.
Well, they're all Scorsese movies.
Right, and it has some Scorsese trappings, like Scorsese does a thing where, characters freeze, and then you hear some dialogue over the head, and it's like, this is the point where I knew I had to be very careful about what I said next, right?
The worst movie in his filmography that I can think of is Shutter Island.
Still didn't see that.
It's not that good.
Everybody I know kind of saw the ending coming.
Yeah, you can see the ending coming a mile away.
They're like, and I saw the trailers, and I was like, he's a patient?
Yeah, I pride myself on being able to see the ending coming, and in that movie's case, it just wasn't hard at all.
But man, did it try hard going for the idea that something else was going on.
I did finally see the movie that won DiCaprio the Oscar.
Oh, you did? But that didn't win the Oscar. His whole career. What the hell
is that movie called? The Revenant.
Revenant?
Good movie. Absolutely fucking embellishes the actual story it's based on.
Mm-hmm.
The actual story that The Revenant is based on is so far removed from The Revenant that it kind of disappoints the fuck out of you when you learn it.
Right. I heard about that because we talk about it.
Like, he wasn't in a mountainous region. I don't think it was winter. He didn't end up killing that guy. You're just like, oh, wow, that's fucking lame.
Right, it's very lame. The actual story.
I also didn't realize that the kid in the movie was supposed to be Jim Bridger.
Hmm.
I
The
kind of, after learning that, I was like, wow, I'm surprised they didn't emphasize that more. A lot of people know who Jim Bridger is.
well, what won Best Picture this year?
Uh, give me a second.
Look it up.
Was it The Revenant?
Nope.
It wasn't.
Look it up.
I
Look it
know
up.
that. I know the movie I wanted to win Best Picture didn't.
Which was Mad Max.
Fucking Fury Road, man. Fury Road was the shit.
Was what?
I
Find it.
don't know. Hold on, I'm looking it up. Yeah, I'm clicking on it right now. 88th Academy Awards. 88th. Damn. Hosted by Chris Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I did not know Chris Rock was still doing stuff. Most
Oh, come on.
awards. Most
When they
awards did go to Mad Max Fury Road. Best Picture went to Spotlight, which I've never heard of. Most nominations, The Revenant.
well, you remember
What the
Chris
fuck
Rock.
is Spotlight?
Think back. Remember? People were telling him that he shouldn't have hosted the award because there were no black people nominated for the actor category.
Oh,
Remember?
right.
Right, yeah.
Even though
And
there were no black
Spotlight.
roles that deserved an Oscar.
When it won Best Picture, Morgan Freeman presented the Academy Award for Best Picture. It was like Morgan Freeman was like, and the winner is Spotlight. Like,
And the winner is Spotlight.
he read it like he was the Anchorman, and there was a question mark on the teleprompter.
He read it like a
Spotlight?
question.
Spotlight? Like, what is this? He was, everyone's thinking Revenant or Mad Max, or there was a couple other big titles. What was nominated? Because there was like 8 movies nominated.
I've never even heard of this movie.
No, but it was about Catholic, priests and uncovering that shit going on.
Really?
Yeah. And it stars Michael Keaton, and it's very bland. The ending of the movie is a scrolling text that says these are people that are still at large or something. Blah 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 blah. Oh, it's a problem. Oh my god. Right. Anyway, but it won Best Picture. Also heard that The Room should have been nominated. This is a movie about The Room, but it's not The Room with Tommy Wiseau, which you've seen, right?
Wait, that movie was that they made that? Like the one with fucking what's his name?
Tommy Wiseau.
No. Stoned face guy.
Which guy?
I can't remember his name. He played the Wizard of Oz.
James Franco?
Yes, they were going to make a movie about The Room with James Franco playing Tommy Wiseau.
That's happening. That is being filmed. It's coming out soon. But The Room is a movie about a woman who has been trapped in a crawl space, right, and being raped by her captor and whatnot. Right?
Oh.
Yeah. It's one of those kind of movies, right? People said that movie should have won Best Picture, right?
I cannot find a list of shit that was nominated.
There's a lot. 8 fucking movies. 8 fucking movies nominated for Best Pictures. A lot.
Okay, wait. Oh, here they are. The Martian, The Revenant, Mad Max Fury Road, Bridge of Spies, The Big Short, Spotlight, Brooklyn, and Room.
Right.
Just Room, not The Room.
Right. But yeah. Yeah, a bunch of movies. Mad most entertaining of those films, for sure. The best production, and is going to have a big impact on filmmaking in the future. It is. The way Mad Max was shot, the way Mad Max was done, the way Mad Max was kind of a reboot to something that came prior that kind of says, okay, it's still in the universe, but how it fits in the universe, who gives a fuck? I think we're going to see more of that.
Well, there's no consistency with that universe, so they can just reboot it and do whatever they want. They're making a sequel called The Wastelands.
I wouldn't be surprised
And
if the camp Alien does that and just says, we pick and choose what part of history actually happened. It might have Hicks in it, you know, the guy you don't like, Michael Biehn. He might be in the movie, and it will just be like, yeah, we're retconning 3 didn't happen.
that's
Shit, you know what I mean?
that is definitely one of those actors that makes me not want to watch a movie. I don't like him. He sucks.
Sure, it's going to be more of a Space Marine versus Aliens movie, right?
You want to see the worst Michael Biehn movie ever made? Watch The Omega Code 2.
Deadfall.
No. It can't possibly be worse than The Omega Code 2.
Deadfall because of Nicolas Cage.
The Omega Code is a TBN movie.
Okay.
Do you know what TBN is?
The Bible Network.
Trinity Broadcast Network.
Yeah, the Bible Network. Or
Yeah,
Trinity
with the fucking ugly guy with his ugly wife.
Yeah.
They might as well just call that fucking channel the Prosperity Gospel Channel.
Because that's what it is.
That is literally what it is. It's just a bunch of televangelists telling you to give them money. Not asking for it, telling you to give it to them. Sow your seeds and you will have a great reaping in the future. The Omega Code 2 is equally terrible and funnier than fuck. It stars Michael Biehn, the guy who plays Basil Exposition in the Austin Powers movie as the Antichrist, Udo Kier as the false prophet, and R. Lee Ermey as the President of the United States.
Oh, yeah. Sounds terrible. Oh, my God.
Udo Kier is magical in that movie.
Epically bad.
No, not epically bad. It's just he works really well as a fucking ally of the Antichrist. There's just something inherently evil about that guy. He works well as an evil. He was an evil dude in fucking that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie about the Antichrist. What was that called? End of Days.
Oh,
He performed like the satanic baptism at the beginning of the movie with snake blood.
Because that's how it works. You gotta use snakes.
Which, now that I think about it, he does a satanic baptism in the Omega Code too. He like christens the Antichrist.
Right.
The first movie is fucking stupid. Like, I know the Bible pretty well. I know Revelations really well. The Omega Code, the first one, it's almost like Christians made it, but it is like so not what happens in Revelations. The Omega Code 2, on the other hand, is exactly from Revelations, with a few things missing.
Oh, yeah?
And I don't even know why it's called the Omega Code 2. The first one is called the Omega Code because it's about the Bible code. Have you heard of the Bible Code?
What's that?
Eh, it's kind of like numerology with the Bible that there's like hidden messages in the Bible that you can find that has predictions of the future. It's convoluted and stupid and doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and everything that they say they found was found retroactively, but they made a movie about that for some reason, which I found funny because it was basically numerology, which is a paganistic belief being applied to the Bible.
Mm,
And I think it only works if it's in Hebrew.
right, because the Jews can do it.
And I have absolutely no grasp of Hebrew, so I've never really looked too far into it.
I find Hebrew to be a little Yiddish.
You think?
Just a little Yiddish.
A little? Just a little. Just a little. A lot of goyim.
Oh my God, Neo Culture Podcast. It's live right now. It's happening.
Yeah, that's us, Teddy.
Look at that. Let's see.
We have one viewer. Yeah.
Very meta. Very meta.
Our one viewer is Braden Woods.
Now there's two.
Hi, Braden.
One of them's me.
Oh shit! Now we got. We're really kicking ass tonight.
I'm watching. See, I'm watching. See that? I should like it. I'm gonna like it. There you go. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up to our own video. I really need to fucking make a video on my channel sometime and be like, so I've been actually making videos this whole time. It's just I've been doing a podcast. I don't think I've ever announced that on my channel. The people who watch my videos probably think I've given up completely. Well, wait, no, I did do the Metal Gear video a little while ago.
I should tweet this out. I should put it on the Facebook fan page.
I'm still pissed off about what happened with my last video.
What's that?
I went through. I did Metal Gear Solid 3, a complete Let's Play of it, and I was satisfied with how it came out. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but a few parts of it I think were pretty funny. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll do Metal Gear Solid 2 now because I have it. So let's fucking do it. And I recorded it and I uploaded it, and boom, I got hit with a copyright strike in the first 5 minutes.
So
5 minutes is being generous. I immediately got hit with a copyright strike.
well, I mean, yeah, they're on that shit. I immediately got hit with a copyright strike just when I uploaded like my Kong video thing because I had Tarzan Boy in it. Right.
I'm so pissed off about that because there are so many Let's Plays of Metal Gear. Why the fuck did I get a copyright strike?
I don't know. There's plenty of people putting
It's
up
not
whole
even like it was a high quality video. It was a fucking webcam recording of my TV screen.
I don't get that.
I was intentionally
not good footage. Sometimes it's not. I think they might be manually flagged sometimes. But
well, I did it shitty like that because I was making fun of Darkside Phil. That was the whole point of doing the Let's Play, was to make fun of that stupid fucking show that, yes, you can play Metal Gear as a run-and-gun game. You just have to not suck.
there's the thing I see here on the video. It says trailers, killing jokes, And Affleck's toupee, oh my. We didn't mention
I
Affleck's.
forgot about Affleck's toupee. Yeah, that's Teddy's thing right there. He says Affleck is wearing a toupee. I don't have a good eye for that kind of thing.
It's been confirmed by somebody who knows Kevin Smith, who let it go out that Affleck wears a toupee. He
His
was
hair doesn't seem thin enough to need a toupee.
well, apparently it is. It's pretty bad. Apparently it's pretty bad. And I think he's
Travolta wears a toupee.
fake in Australia for the Justice League. Fake. His hairline doesn't look good. It's a little too straight. And I'm like, yeah, man.
I'm not good at spotting toupees. I never have been.
Well, it's more my own personal dislike for Ben Affleck too. I do have a bias.
You just won't let that go, will you?
Nope. Oh,
But I want you to publicly admit though that I did get you to like Affleck a little bit when I showed you those things where he's making fun of Armageddon.
a little
I really, 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 really want to get Armageddon on DVD now so I can watch that whole commentary.
You know, I would like to see Plinkett do Armageddon and shit like that.
A lot of people would like to see Plinkett do anything at this point.
All right, he's already done the Star Wars movies, right? What else is there to do?
The new Star Wars movie. Well, he actually gave a really big list of movies that he could do at the end of, I think, the Titanic review. He listed like the Matrix movies, the Twilight movies. Oh God,
I
can't
want to
remember what I.
probably won't do any of them. He'll probably do another one that he mentioned a couple times there too, because he did the cop dog right out of the blue, which is like what cop dog, like ha ha ha, right? I think he's going to do Follow That Bird.
That would suck. I don't want to hear about Follow That Bird.
He's going to do it. Follow That Bird, which is he's mentioned a couple times, which is a weird, very weird Sesame Street movie.
I know. I've seen it. Big Bird, blue, crying in a cage.
Right? And all the Sesame Street guys in like weird vehicles. You know, Gordon and his wife are riding around with the Cookie Monster who's slowly eating their entire car. Right?
Speaking of Big Bird, a couple of years ago there was a huge story floating around that Big Bird was a transgender now. Turns out that was bullshit.
I knew it.
That was not true. That story originated on nationalreport.com, which is a well-known satire site.
Well, what do you know? I thought it was fake because of part of what was in the story. It said partial truth, which is that Cookie Monster is a vegetarian, which apparently is true. And because they where he's eating vegetables, he still loves cookies, but munching on vegetables, right?
Yeah, I think they were trying to encourage better eating habits in kids.
Right. But the other thing they said is that Cookie Monster's a vegetarian. Oscar, which is not true, is schizophrenic. Like that's not. Is that what? That was never.
That would be fucking offensive.
What? Oscar hears voices? What are you saying? What are you saying?
That would be stereotypical as fuck. A schizophrenic man who lives in trash.
Or Oscar had PTSD. But I knew that wasn't true. I'm like, I looked that up, and I'm like, I see no sign of this. I actually did not confirm the Big Bird and just assumed it was a recent thing that they did on a recent episode. I remember reading that,
yeah.
and
Big Bird's still a boy.
Hilarious. I believed it.
Because it popped in my head, and I was like, whatever happened with that? So I looked it up, and I couldn't find anything that said that Big Bird was actually transgender. So I'm like, well, wait a minute, that was huge news. Every fucking body was talking about that. Like,
Yep.
people were raising holy hell over that because the conservatives were all pissed off. And
Yeah,
then I finally traced the story. I finally traced the story, and I traced it back to fucking National Report, which is the source of a lot of stupid shit that people believe.
wow, that's cool. That's pretty interesting. I mean, because I believed it, but I couldn't confirm the Oscar thing. I could not find anything confirming Oscar, but I knew the Cookie Monster was eating Betty. But that
National
Oscar thing,
Report is basically like a low budget version of The Onion.
like the Onion, or more actual news and opinion, but
It's
skewed.
all satire. It's similar to The Onion. It's just people aren't as aware of it as The Onion, and they assume that the story is true.
Hmm.
Because I don't think that it says anywhere on the website clearly that it is in fact a satire site. Because there's a
There's,
lot of news, there's a lot of satirical news sites out there that people don't even realize are satirical news sites, because sometimes they have a name that is pretty close to an actual news agency.
oh yeah, there was an MSMBC, right?
Yes, yes, that
MS,
was one of them.
which is MSMBC. It's like hilarious. Is a total fabrication. It's total bullshit. I love it, but I also hate it because you get people believing stupid shit because they read it online.
Yes, and then the story spread, and people get fucking freaked out by dumb shit, and they don't bother. Nobody, I don't want to say nobody. A lot of people don't bother to fact check. They just share a story, get angry, and they don't even realize that it's a joke.
Did you see there was a thing Alex Jones says that Snopes is run by a demonic occult leaders.
That is not the first time I've heard that accusation about Snopes, believe it or not.
Right, because
I have
Snopes is
I have
always
been
disproving
I have
shit.
had it explained to me in detail that Snopes is a fucking misinformation site ran by the fucking elite.
Of course it is.
And
Because
I'm
that,
like, but they cite sources on Snope. They don't just pull these answers out of their asses.
right?
One great example, is this story that floated around that Obama gives speeches in front of a, quote, Muslim prayer curtain. There is no such thing as a Muslim prayer curtain.
And
And the curtain in question has been there for a long time.
right, there are pictures of other people in front of the curtain.
That
The same.
curtain has been there since, I think, the Nixon administration.
Yeah,
It's just a gold curtain with some not really, not even really vaguely Middle Eastern looking artwork on it. It just is a fucking gold curtain.
well, people will want to believe,
People
and
want to believe that Obama is a Muslim because he's fucking brown.
yes, because
And his middle name is Hussein.
it's very simple. Let me explain. It's very simple. Hussein sounds like Hussein. Obama sounds like Bin Laden, right? And
Yeah.
and Muhammad Ali. He's a Muslim. He's black.
Even though those same people will also bitch about the church that Obama went to, not the mosque, the church that he went to.
Oh, fuck that guy though. That
Yeah,
guy,
fuck
he's
that
crazy.
guy. He's an anti-white fucking black supremacist, but still, that is a Christian church that Obama frequented most of his goddamn life.
Yeah.
Yes, Braden, I know Obama rhymes with Osama. Trust me, Fox News has made sure I know that.
Just throwing some shit away. Sorry, just garbage. Garbage noises. Are there more
Yeah,
people watching?
take the trash out too. Do it after we're done. But Christian voters piss me off every election season because they're so easily manipulated.
Yeah.
All a politician has to do is say that they're Christian, and they're like, "Oh, well, they got my vote. I'm voting Bible." And you hear that, and you wonder, what about this person's activity makes you think that they're an actual Christian? Because I can say I'm a Christian too.
I'm a Christian.
This
I'm
is
a Christian.
around the time Darius Truxton would be spamming the comments section.
Darius Truxton. He has been commenting on my videos recently.
I noticed.
My
I
Sega
saw him on your. I saw him on your live stream.
So
He started to attack me, and then he stopped. I made a joke.
I do Sega Genesis stuff. I always get these comments from him and some other people, and I don't know the other stuff because they don't care about.
Well, you showed that video of that black kid telling that drug dealer to go fuck himself, and I made the joke, and then he grew up to be shot by the police. And Truxton chimed in. He's like, "Fuck you, Black Lives Matter."
Yeah, that's you all
What?
over the place.
Yeah, that's me. Let me tell you, Black Lives Matter. That's me all over.
So you're a feminist too, aren't you?
I am totally a feminist, black supremacist, fucking
This warrior coming into White Knight in his Teddy safe space. Hypocrisy.
I am in the most awkward fucking position politically lately, dude. I am a man without a country.
You and the Amazing Atheist. A lot of people are coming out like this. Amazing Atheist did a video, 20 answers for black people, because there was a video called 20 questions for white people by black people. He answered them, and it was one of his most viewed videos ever. Because, he kind of did a lightning rod for race baiting. You know what I mean? Totally. Set that rod right up there.
Okay, I am 100% against gun control. I hate saying it that way because it sounds really bad, but I'm a firm fucking believer in the Second Amendment, and the purpose of the Second Amendment is that we civilians are armed enough to take on the fucking military if we have to. That is what it's there for.
Fuck no.
It says we're supposed to fucking be able to form a militia capable of taking down a tyrannical government.
Waco was pretty well armed.
I'm not saying we can take on the fucking government. I'm saying that's the fucking purpose of the Second Amendment. They have drones and shit. We're fucked.
The Second Amendment is not written here. The Second Amendment is the right to die in a hail of bullets.
Yes, exactly. Now,
the Second Amendment is the right to die in a hail of bullets. I have the right.
But here's the thing, okay? If I say I am pro-gun, people assume I'm a right-wing, fucking mad conservative, and I'm not. I am liberal as fuck when it comes to everything but gun control.
Well, that's the problem with labels, isn't it?
And people assume that I'm a Trump supporter because I hate Hillary, and people assume I'm a Hillary supporter because I hate Trump.
Well, I would agree with you there.
I
I mean,
don't like either one of them. Why is it so hard for people to grasp that I don't like anybody this time around? I don't like Sanders either.
see, I don't actually hate Hillary. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be Clinton too, but could it be much worse?
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
I think
With
Hillary
the,
is a corrupt bitch. I think Trump is a fucking idiot, and I think Sanders is full of shit.
mhm,
But I have found the silver lining to Donald Trump if he does get elected.
that's it.
The Republicans and the Democrats both fucking hate his rotten guts and will stop him at every turn in the Senate and Congress if he gets elected, much like they have with Obama. Only this time it'll be both sides against the president.
Right. Well, I don't think anything is going to happen with anybody. Right. Doesn't matter what they do. Even if they represent change or what they represent anything, they're not going to get it through. Trump's not going to build the wall, and Hillary's not going to seize all the guns. Right.
Nobody,
Obama,
Hillary isn't even proposing seizing guns.
I know, but this the extremes the opposite end represents.
Yeah, I know. They always say they're going to take our guns. They're not trying to take your guns. They're trying to control the sales of guns. And just newsflash for everybody, because I didn't know this either until I had it explained to me. An AR-15 is not an assault rifle. An assault rifle is a select fire weapon. So you can have an AR-15 that is an assault rifle, but an AR-15 is not automatically an assault rifle. An assault rifle is something you can choose between single, 3-round burst, full auto, or single, full auto, or 3-round burst, full auto. I don't know a single goddamn person that owns a gun with select fire. I've never held a gun with select fire. I've never seen a gun with select fire for sale. They're illegal in most states.
Automatic, where we go from single boom boom to automatic.
Yes, like in a video game, when you can choose between fire one at a time or fire the whole fucking clip. That is what an assault rifle is. But
Right.
those are already illegal in most states. In most states, you cannot own a full auto weapon under any circumstances. The state I live in is one of them. You can't own an assault rifle in Iowa. You can't own dragon's breath ammo in Iowa. You know what dragon's breath ammo is?
No.
It's a 12 gauge round that shoots fire.
Oh, how's
I
that
can't
work?
remember if it shoots phosphorus or it shoots magnesium, but it makes like a 100-foot long fireball.
The fuck.
It's a torture round basically. It has very, very little penetrative power, but it will burn the fuck out of you if you get shot with it. I don't even know what the purpose of Dragon's Breath ammo is beyond novelty.
He's showing off, I guess.
Yeah, I can't think of an actual reason why you would ever actually need Dragon's Breath ammo, because it doesn't really have much killing power. It just burns. Silencers recently became legal in this state, but for the longest fucking time, silencers weren't legal, and you still have to go through a mountain of paperwork to acquire one. You have to go through a mountain of paperwork just to get one to sell in your store if you're a gun salesman. Because I recently went to a gun store to check out this double barrel pump action shotgun. Fucking awesome. And we asked the dude, so what's the deal with silencers? He's like, well, I applied for one several months ago. Still haven't got it. He's
What the
like, you have to go through so much bullshit just to get it, and to buy it from me, you would probably have to wait about 2 months for all of your paperwork to clear.
Well, yeah. They got to make sure you're not a crazy person.
Yeah, basically. But silencers don't really have much of a purpose either. Well, I mean, they kind of do. If you use a silencer, you probably won't have to use ear protection. But silencers don't work like people think they do. They don't work like they do in movies. To get a truly silent round.
Yep. Hello? Did I lose you? Still there? Still there? Cut out.
Oh my god. I was like, oh my god. So, I don't know. Sorry about that. That are black Canadian. Hello? Hello, Teddy. Okay, well, Teddy's going to bed, so I guess that's the end of the show. Come join us next time, later on.